That's all that matters. And continuing run. Alrighty. Yay! Have my dark armor shit.
Hey, welcome everybody to the second stream. Let's get some big wolves in the chat. Woohoo!
I do
I
also.
don't know how any of this works, so I'm just gonna throw out some memes.
I know. It's fine.
Yeah. I literally told you this.
Sharp. You said to put the fire gem on the blade.
I'll have one bite.
Ah.
Okay. Yes. I'm beautiful.
Yes, you are.
They're real smelly and stinky.
Well, next clip.
Some
Sure.
Hello, Sophie.
Ashen one.
Well, I'm not all the way over here.
That's because that's where you last played in your
It's
world.
good to see you in good health.
Oh, wow, really? Cool.
Yeah, you don't even have Firelink unlocked. Because you've been in my world.
I do. I went back.
You said the fire gem for the fire Lothric? Yeah. For the Lothric sword? Fire? Or should
I guess we'll
draw?
meet up at Firelink?
No, all you have to do is join my world.
Oh, I thought we had to be in the same place.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I could do that.
But refined, raw, or fire gem for the Lothric sword.
In the early game, fire slaps. Because things that not only do things take extra fire damage, but a lot of things like dogs, Pus of Man, and a lot of the basic enemies when they get hit by fire, they go through a whole fire animation that's like 2 seconds long of just a free window to attack them.
Yeah.
So
but
fire. That's why fire gem is one of the original burial gifts.
Yeah.
So you could do that, and it's a real good choice. Especially
We're random.
all right, so do whatever you want. I know for the you're talking about the Lothric Knife Sword, right?
Yes. It seems that raw or refined.
If you don't have the stats, Raw is a good way to just boost up the base stats. I know with Refined, I think at its max, Dex and Strength are A scaling. Sharp, you get S scaling, and with Heavy, you get F scaling.
Okay, 'cause
So
everything
really,
is
you can't
C,
go
D
wrong.
and C.
We can always do a Shivering Stone to undo it later.
I just left it as +2.
Alright. Should I upgrade weapons?
I don't know. We don't even have Estus shards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some bitchin' weapons though.
That
Lothric
is-
Greatsword's awesome. Gundir's Halberd rules. I got Dark Drift. That'll be nice.
God,
I'm sticking
what
with this sickle though. This Crescent Moon sickle's doing me justice. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I bet it has. Fuck, we haven't even made it past the tower.
The high wall.
Yeah, tower on the wall, and then high
Oh,
wall.
okay. I remember where we left off. We're going to
We haven't even made
High
it to
Wall
the,
of Lava.
Yeah, we haven't even made it to the Undead Bird yet.
I was getting confused. I should probably, if I'm going to be looking at this, I should put it more towards my camera. Whoops. That way, I'm not looking down to the left. Like some recoded Blade android. Or is that up to the left? I haven't seen those movies.
Wait till you.
Oh, we went to the wrong place.
Oh well, this is one of the only places I have unlocked.
I know, this is Tower on the Wall. We wanted to go to the high wall.
Oh, okay.
The first bonfire, because we unlocked a shortcut that'll take us pretty much directly to Fort. Or, you know, Fort's
Whatever boss
replacement.
is there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, and I got a bonfire.
Oh yay!
Let's see what else. Oh, we can also see whatever is replacing the dancer. If it's some real easy boss, we could push past that.
Well, let's. Oh, fudge! I forgot. I have to shortcut embers. All 2. All right, Parker. Let's go. It's this way.
This way.
No, that's what I thought.
Oh,
Parker.
that animation was slightly too long.
You better say, get
Alright.
your shit together, kid. Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta kill Skeleton twice unless you got a holy weapon.
Yeah. I
Magic
kind of
damage.
don't want to. I do and oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! 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 Shit!
Yeah, we just get out of here.
Yeah, I'm running straight down. Oh, we missed it. Oh, missed the item. What'd I get? Shadow mask. Fucking useless.
Okay,
Ow.
I'm gonna show you a shortcut, then we're gonna go work our way upwards. So come back this way. In case we die to these bosses, we probably will.
Who knows?
If you fall down here, there's a ledge. And this lets you skip past all the enemies, they won't follow you, and it's safely to exactly where Ford is.
Ice bitch.
Are we collecting items or going for the boss?
Bow. Oh, fudge
Huh?
nugget. Fudge nugget.
Yeah. Take this, Milkwood Knight! Alright, items are up here.
You have to remember, we have to
This-
item hunt for anything.
I mean, we don't... to.
No, for
sworn
anything
there's
and
an item
everything,
up
we
here.
have to hunt.
I know there's the Luciate item, which is a really fun, cool weapon that almost nobody ever uses. It's up here to the left. I think there's another drop. Maybe like when you kill the guy, it drops something. This is the Luciate. Titanite shards.
I got Ordained Hood and Dark Blade. The spell
Darkblade? Oh,
Yes.
the dancing sword? Darkblade's really good. That's a really good quality. And I think it may even do dark damage.
I don't
So
even
if you
have.
fight the dancing-
I'm not procced for anything, Parker.
I know. We need to get some stats into us.
I know. Ow, did we fight this guy?
Your game, your choice. It'll be a bitch, but we can.
I say we go for it.
Okay.
Oh, that hurts
If he does a
a
bunch
lot.
of skulls, just keep running.
That hurts a lot.
Yeah. Okay, these are the skulls.
Exile leggings.
You got what?
I got exile leggings.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I got a Titanite shard. Dude, I'm drowning in
You're just
Titanite
drowning in
shards.
shards.
I got 15 of them. I could upgrade something to +5 right now.
Do you want to try it? No, let's not. Let's not fuck with Dancer. Let's just do Vort.
Yeah. Once we do Vort, we'll get an easier bonfire we can poke our head in and see what's up.
Correct. No, watch it be like super late game boss.
Well, also, if you go into Vort, you get the Bow of Vasins and the Lothric Banner check. So that's 2 checks, I think, for just poking your head in.
Well, okay. Well, let's. I have 3 flasks. I am also embered.
Yeah, I just embered for the full free heal.
All right.
Let's see who we're dealing with.
Let's
If
see
anything,
what
it
we're
shouldn't be
doing.
that bad on damage.
I don't know.
They scale, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then this shouldn't be too bad.
It should be Vort. No, it should not be. It should not be Vort. What's this animation?
I mean, it may just be the canned cutscene.
Yeah.
I would love a mod where it actually replaces the randomized person into the cutscene. I always think those are really funny when they're stretched out.
Aldrich?
Ooh,
Oh.
all right.
Okay.
This is
Doable.
oh, this is
It's
doable. It's
doable.
gonna blow fucking chunks when she does that raining arrow attack.
Well, yeah.
Oh, she takes no damage
Oh, no.
from me at least. Here, get close.
No, the part. Okay, do it.
There. Nope.
Nope. There it is.
Bro.
I got hit once. I got hit once. Oh.
I stood in place a bit longer than I expected, but that's
Nope,
okay.
No, don't get. Roll, you fat fuck.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to. Ooh, all those arrows hit me.
I do no damage to this poor lady.
I do an average chunk. I just have to take. I'd have to tempo.
There's no other weapons I got. Okay. Okay, just run. Whoever it follows, just run.
I got Nick. Don't. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, I got you in the corner. That's a stamina management minigame is what that is.
Alright, Parker.
Oh, we go to a both die. Alright.
Yeah, we got to both die.
Come here, freak!
That did nothing.
Yeah, I know.
That did nothing.
The weapon I have is split physical and magic, and she's wicked reduced to slashing and magic, which is the two weapons I have.
Okay, so now we know who that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we try dancer now?
We go back this way. I reset our elevator for us.
Ow. Ow.
Actually, you know what? Once we get...
Fuck. I'm dead.
Bye.
I'll meet you there. Just
Okay.
reset the elevator.
I'll set an elevator back up for you.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna try dropping a Titanite scale for you. And I'm gonna try dropping...
I'm already +2.
I just want to see if you could pick them up. I want to see if the rules are different because of the randomized. Ow! Fuck, dude. Do you see this item right here?
No, but I can pillage a corpse. Evangelius
Okay.
robe. Nope, can't see it.
You got that from the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
I don't know if I've gotten randomized drops yet.
You are, I promise you. You have been. Because we're on the same instance in the same sea. We've got this.
Yeah, but our items are different.
Yeah. It's a random chance for any random item.
I think it's like a shuffle.
No. You have
okay.
you have
I believe
point
you.
something % chance on every item from every drop. No, please get in here. Can you get in? Can you traverse the fog?
No, you have to activate it
God
first.
damn it. So I have to kill her?
Or talk to her. Just talk to her a bunch. Maybe she'll give you stuff.
Young White Branch.
Ooh, I got
Large
got
Titanite-
stuff.
Large Titanite shard. And that's all
I got the chill bite ring, which is practically useless, and an ember, which it has its uses.
And then it's saying kill Vort. And now I kill her?
To activate the boss, yeah, you kill her.
Shit. Okay. Okay. She gives me the homing soul mass.
That's a pretty good spell.
I don't use spells.
Kind of an intelligence force, but pretty good. Yeah, walk towards the beheading statue. Behind the chair. Nope. Behind the chair.
Yeah. Nothing.
Oh, that should activate the cutscene. I guess we have to get the Bow of Asins. Bowl of Asins.
Ooh.
Bowl of Vassal? Whatever.
Bowl of
I guess we
Vassal.
can't do it now, so just walk on out.
Well, that's odd.
We got some items.
Yeah. Are we about to do Ariandel?
Aldrich? Yeah, I guess it's the only thing we can do. This is how we get to the rest of the game.
Shit, yeah. Okay.
Oh, she's already mad.
Oh no, she's mad. She's mad as fuck.
Oh, you were just out of range. That's alright.
Oh no, 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 no! No, no, no! Get out of there! Get out of there! Okay. Oh shit. Arrows,
Wow,
arrows,
my
arrows,
bow and
arrows.
arrow does more than
Ow,
any
ow,
of my
ow,
swords.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay, popping ember.
Oh, that's a smart move. Oh,
Oh, Parker!
I was not ready for that.
Parker! You can't
It's
leave
okay,
me
it's
here.
okay. Now that I know arrows work, I'll actually be an effective partner.
You can't leave me here.
You got this. You've never needed me. The secret ingredient was water, and that was me. It's all you, baby.
That's a fucking
You're the
lie,
broth,
that's a
you're the
fucking
seasoning,
lie.
you're that
Arrows
well-coached
hurt,
ass
arrows
trooper.
hurt, arrows hurt a lot.
Look at that, you're doing great damage.
I might get her down to 30%. Oh, no! Fire! Fire! Ooh. Come on. Come on, push.
Those can be dodged just by strafing or running.
That can't.
She's doing the
That can't.
chasing. This is stamina management. Use it, but find time to pause and
no,
heal back.
it went longer than I expected.
That's alright. This is a tough first boss.
Fuck.
At least this time, we can,
I've got one ember left.
Here.
How many do you have?
Enough?
Like what, 2 or 3? Haha, I kicked you.
Yeah, kick him. Kick him. Did you mean to kick him?
No.
See, of course, nobody ever means to kick.
Parker, you left without me. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I had to pull up the elevator, my dude. You didn't reset it.
Fucking walls. CQB.
Whoops.
Oh, Parker. Oh. No.
Oh, should I...
Should you what?
Oh, fuck, my K button doesn't work. Oh, it does. Let's see if my exclamation point button works. Nope. Nope. Save me, Duncan. Aha, I did it. Okay, reset your elevator and let's get going. There you go.
And run.
You'll be Elden Lord yet.
How many arrows do you have?
Like 20-something. Depending if I could shoot my second kind of arrow. It should be enough for 1-2 good attempts.
Ooh, Twinkling Titanite.
Nice. Ow.
Ow.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
Aldrich! Let us get there, my lady! My dude, I guess it's
Ow.
dude.
I don't know. Well, I'm half
Technically
health.
it's a slug, but it was a duke, so I guess.
I can't. Oh, fucking arrows, arrows, arrows.
I hope it's on me. Okay.
No,
it's
it's not.
It was the other one.
I have to ember already.
It's okay, I'll beef you. You're beefed.
Okay.
Like a side of cow. Oh.
Okay, let's... Come on. Come on. Okay.
Oh, dude, we're crushing it.
Yeah, we're doing a lot better this time.
This bow and arrow is really changing my
Fire.
game.
Ooh.
I'm firing as fast as I can. I'm only so
No,
quick with
I'm
the bow.
saying hurt element. elemental fire. Oh, faster
Oh
light
man,
arrows.
that makes you stand still for a while.
Faster light arrows. Oh, buddy. Can I get around? Yes, I can. Ha 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 ha. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Oh, no, no. I almost took that. Ooh. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that. I hit you. That hit me.
3 arrows left.
Hold on. Don't.
It's okay. We got this. Even if I don't have arrows, we could definitely take her.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, Parker.
I lived. I lived to tell the tale.
That's all on me.
That's okay. It's okay. That's
dead. She's dead. I got her. Good.
I'm dodging arrows.
I got a heavy jump. Ow. Ow. I got a heavy
Cool.
jump.
I got a shield that I think this game makes me immune to being poisoned. Good to know. And then I got a really shitty spear. What'd you get?
I got a heavy gem.
Nice.
We don't have the... Oh, yeah, we do have the banner. I
0.
bought it.
None.
But is it the right banner?
Yeah, the small
yeah.
white banner.
Yeah. Okay, it only took us 3 tries. That's not bad.
No, not at all. Especially for like a late game boss. Her moveset is just punishing, especially if you don't have health. Yo, nice pants. I didn't see you were wearing the desert sorceress pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want all of his money.
I'm both happy and sad that these guys aren't enemies in the game.
I don't have
Yes.
any money. He's also been stealing it from dead people. I feel like
I really love their spear. Their spear is fucking huge.
What?
Alright, we're gonna get Yol. It's
I'm
5
not
free
stealing
levels,
it. I'm intimidating him into giving
dozen or
it to
so
me.
checks.
Yes,
Hold on, I'm being teleported to
I
you.
want his money.
No, I got
and his promise that
teleported.
he's gonna be a noble and
to my
owe
world.
us a favor.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you have to redo it?
He can do it.
You have to... That's the wrong thing. You have to do the one that joins, not starts.
That's
I
what I
mean,
did.
It's either that or I could.
It said no session.
Either that or I could kill him
No session.
and take the money anyway.
Okay, try again.
No, I want his money. He was
I love the
offering
fact
it
that I was able to
freely
get this
before,
set up
so
and do this dual screen like this.
Hey-o.
he. Okay, listen. He threatened
Listen.
Morgan.
Listen.
Morgan openly claimed that he threatened her.
If only her name was Navi.
It's Hallen's job to protect him. He offered money already. She's gonna take all of his money.
Oh, I got the Milkwood
She
ring.
cannot do anything
I'll put that
else
up.
because
What's
otherwise
this one?
Aizen will kill her.
Titanite
and
shard.
turn her inside out.
Hey, me too.
Oh, hey.
So
There's a
this
way
sword
to...
was also yellow.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
you offered
Cool.
him
Hey,
money.
turn this way. Normally there's dogs back here, and if you go this way dropping down, you don't have to fight the dogs.
Well, yeah. Well, that's not a dog.
I know. I mean, I just thought I'd share a bit of knowledge.
Ow. You fucker. Undead Bone Shard Gundir's leggings.
Hey, we're a third of the way of cosplaying Gundyr.
Yeah, no shit. Wait, it's this guy.
Dark Clutch Ring. That could end up being cool.
It's one of these guys off here. Or is he at the very end?
What the fuck? No, he's right here,
He should
where I'm
be-
standing.
Well, he's not there.
Yeah. It's not great.
Okay, well. We're just gonna accept the fact that, the mods break a few things. Because none of them are
Yeah,
moving or
that's how you do
breathing.
the secret ending of the game.
We're not
And that's how
trying
you
to secret
unlock
ending.
a whole shop of Yuria.
Okay, totally.
Okay,
That's
well,
great.
That's how you get the Morian blade check.
dude, I'm gonna be lucky if I can
That's okay, that's
finish the
great.
game with
He
this with
offered
you.
Morgan money. Hallen would like.
we're not trying to
I
speed
mean,
run
that would
it.
have really helped. Plus, free levels is free levels.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, maybe we'll find him somewhere else.
All right.
Maybe he just appears in Firelink
How
Shrine. We should
about
go
the
check.
same money
Kill.
that
Yeah, in
he
a bit.
offered Morgan? I want it.
Oh, we gotta. Oh, Dark Knight. Oh, fucker.
Yo, what's up, Black Knight? More like Black Knight, bitch. Come here.
Cool.
You think I'm scared of you? I got something that can
I
parry.
don't want that. No,
Come
I
here.
don't want that.
Batman.
No, I don't.
Batman.
I want it to be
Oh,
intimidating.
I can't hurt him. I can't hurt him very much. Okay.
Man, that follower. I thought it was the tree. It's the follower that's kicking our butt.
Ow.
Bye.
Hey, ring night gauntlets. I can give you something to help your set.
Oh, cool. Okay, she's dead. That's fuck. I forget. Do we kill the bomb bugs or no?
Kill the what?
The poison bomb bug.
Yeah, you can kill him.
I forget. Ooh, what is this? Dark Gauntlet. Ooh.
Hey, you got it too.
Am I not wearing it?
I think you may be already. No, you're wearing a different set.
I'm wearing the Fire Witch Gauntlets. Now we're going to Dark Gauntlets. And you got the Dark Gauntlet leggings?
The gauntlets themselves.
Oh, so the things I just picked up.
Yeah, just from different people.
Okay, we made it to the Berg.
Woohoo! There's a treasure trove of items. Should we spend our souls, or you
I
want
only
to
have. How
poke
many
in
do
the
you
troll?
have?
I got 8,000.
I have 4,000. No, but we keep going.
All right.
Fume Ultra Greatsword.
Oh,
Oh!
that's the Fugs. That is the one of the greatest strength weapons in the game.
Yeah.
It's like #1 greatsword.
But here's the question: do I rebuild Loretta's Bone and Nameless Knight Armor?
Ooh, we need Loretta's Bone. Nameless Knight looks, I think, badass. Can you put it on or drop it? I think it's yours, but with just a giant burning hole in the chest. No, that's the Ring Knight armor.
Yeah, that's Ring Knight.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
there's what used to be Loretta's Bone over here, and then there's another item back around this corner.
Yeah.
Ow!
Oh, that's.
Oh, fun fact about these guys: these are one of the only guys that you can kick, and it does something. If you kick them, they roll backwards.
I remember that, but they're also fucking annoying.
Yeah, you're not gonna be. They're like dogs. You're not gonna be faster than it.
There, it's dead.
Could this be dog?
Could this be dog? Large Titanite Shard.
I got a pitiful soul. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, fucking adjudicator.
What?
That's not fun.
Oh.
That's gonna be real problems for us.
Do you also not see the Dark Knight in the corner?
The Ring Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an item over there too.
I know there's an item over there, Parker.
How do you want to approach this?
I don't fucking know.
Alright, there's an item down here that used to be charcoal pine resin. We'll get that and think of it. Oh, hey. Kukri, I'll take that.
I mean, like... It's not unheard of. Like, we're just gonna have to be super, like... Who the fuck is shooting magic? Wait, is that a... No,
This candlestick man.
Ow.
The adjudicator, what he does is he summons a bunch of ghosts that either shoot you with ruined knights, that shoot you with tons of arrows that you just have to do something else about. Man, I wonder if this is a natural place for a chest to be.
No.
You should open it and find out.
You're fucking funny, kid.
You want to fight it?
No.
Maybe there's something in it. All right.
Oh, hold on. Do I have a charm? I do.
The Undead Hunter's Charm, or
Yes.
Lloyd's Talisman, as I call him?
No, no, shit.
That's alright. I don't got
here,
any.
Here, hold on. And then stand in front of it and...
Yeah, that's it. You just throw it down. It's got a decent area, too. Fun fact, if you ever want to farm these guys...
Nothing.
Nah, no item.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you.
There's a way...
If you undead hunters, it counts as a kill and also as a chance of item drop. If you punch them, they wake up but then stay in their dormant state, and you can just charm them again. And you could just farm them that way without ever having to fight them.
The more
You know, and
I say we push it. I say we...
Okay,
we
we're
sneak
in
off
a
the-
shit town.
Yeah, we're kind of in the shit.
Are we just running? Are we
Yeah.
going to try to fight?
No, we're just running.
Okay. You
get-
run your way, I'm going to do my loop.
Ember.
I got a raw gym. Homeward Bone? I guess
Dark
that could be
Stone
useful.
Plate
Oh, Fair and Cold, a Black Knight Sword. That's
Fire
going to
gem.
be fucking
I got the fire
good.
gem.
White Soapstone, do you think we're going to use that?
Red Soapstone sign? No. Alright.
Dream
yeah.
Chaser's Ashes. That unlocks a bunch of stuff in the shop for me. Oh man, I don't want to fight you, Ring Knight.
Oh, shit. Man, fuck. Oh, I'm getting overwhelmed. Yep, keep going. Oh, they're right on me.
Yeah.
Parker, where'd you go? Parker, where'd you go?
I'm up here. I'm behind you. Yes, I got that item. We're going this way because there's more free items. Oh, fuck. You got a torch?
No.
Fuck. Neither do I.
Oh, you're
Nope.
leech.
Okay, I'm
You're
probably
leech.
just going to die because of bleeding out. Just so you know.
I figured.
Uh,
Yeah. You just died.
no, not yet. I'm going to. Unless
Profane.
Ested's soup is going to help me. Crystal Skull?
Profaned heat. Profaned whatever. Profaned...
Okay.
There's a
We
spell.
drop down. There's a hole
Pyromancy
over
spell.
here.
Yep, drop down.
Okay, Estes soup did not heal.
Well, don't know what to tell you, kid.
Hey, come in here. You missed an item and a free heal.
Well, yeah. I was getting rid of red eyes first.
Well, there's a hole you drop down to open the door. It's not like you can come in the other way.
Drink us the soup. Soul of Unknown Traveler.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't
That's it.
stop it unless it runs out of its timer or
Oh, okay, killed red.
it's got fucking health. Yeah, stay on me, big man. Nice. You practically soloed that man. Hey, I'm not gonna bleed out. It stopped.
Yay! Ooh, that's a Night Bug. I didn't get shit. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they're just random enemies. So if you go this way, there's an item. Man, I got enough Titanite shards to build a house.
That was a hollow gem.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay,
Oh.
I'm going in here. I think somebody may have supposed to drop down, but I don't think they're here anymore. There's an old whip in one of the houses. So I think we should kill our way forward.
alright, she's dead.
Okay.
You know what? Small blessings. I'm glad I'm not being thrown hex at by the fucking evangelist.
No, she's not there, remember?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad she's not there just hurling hex at you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is old whip.
Oh, cartwheel,
And apparently
cartwheel!
bow whip.
Shit, the stuff of nightmares from DS1.
Yeah.
Onyx Blade.
Oh, Onyx Blade is pretty freaking rad. It's just real cool looking. I got Morn's Ring, which boosts miracles.
I need 15 intelligence and 15 faith and 14 strength to wield it.
It's a DLC weapon, so probably requirements.
also-
But we'll get there. We'll get
50
there.
strength for the fume grade sword.
Yeah. If you two-hand it, I think you only need like
25.
30 or 35 or something.
It's half. It's half of single wield, so it would do
Okay.
25.
Yeah, 25. There's another item down here.
But like, why would I dump into 50?
Oh, to do a giant shield and a giant sword and be unstoppable.
I mean,
I got the ring of steel protection, so I'm looking pretty.
Yellow bug pellet and Aldrich's sapphire.
That could be useful.
You're the one that has all the magic shit.
That's true, but for the sapphire, you got to get like critical hits, which is inconsistent. But okay, we're going up, up, up. It's our moment. Something and something and golden.
Parker.
What? It was a good movie.
Never fully saw it. Only saw like the first half. Twinkling Titanite.
Really? I really enjoyed the movie.
Hey, you know,
It's
I
one of
know it's
the
a good
only
movie.
movies I saw of that year.
I know it's a good movie. It's just not my movie.
Yeah, I get that. I'm into musicals, and you know,
Well, no
girl
shit.
power stuff.
You, Bailey,
Rules.
and Park. You, Bailey, and Melissa. I'm the odd
Okay,
man
we're
out
gonna-
here.
What?
We got to jump to get this bad boy.
Musicals.
No.
Oh
All of
yeah,
you.
I got shit.
All of you like musicals. I don't. Ring of Favor.
Dude, that rules. We're gonna touch this bonfire. We won't be able to sit at it because Hodrick's gonna just decimate us.
Well, maybe.
Where the fuck? Oh, there it is. No, dude, he parries like the best of them. Oh, I can sit down. That's useful.
It's kind of a good thing.
He's a god at this stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, we can try. We did it the last time.
But yeah, well, I mean, he's right here.
All right, let's get him.
We'll find out now. Okay, that thing is a oh. Okay, we
Yes.
just bullied her.
Yeah, we just bullied
I
him.
don't think we get anything other than bragging rights.
I got a vertebra shackle.
Ooh, that's good. That's one of the
Yeah.
Snuggly the Crow trade items.
Yes. Yes, it is. Did you go back up? Oh, no, you're right here.
Oh, I guess Pickle Pea and Pumper. Oh, there's an item we missed.
Yeah.
I think there's one in here. I never go in here. Okay, maybe not. I thought there was one like right here, but there isn't.
Oh, that sucks. I hit. Here's the question: is the giant gonna be there?
He's an NPC, I'd assume so.
Okay. We'll figure that out real quick.
Yeah, I think I see him. I think I see him up there.
Caressing Tears, Deep Battle Axe, Titanite Shard, Large Titanite Shard, Ember. Ember.
Oh, plank shoot. I got a rock.
I got a
Red
rock.
Tearstone ring. That's nice.
Oh, there he is. I'm dead.
Yeah, he's there. Okay,
He knocked me off
I'm
the
just
map.
going to run forward and open the shortcuts, and we can come back for all this
I
later.
was like, he knocked me off the map. I'm just running. I'm coming back to you.
Oh, you are? I already ran
Because
ahead.
remember, we sat at the bonfire right there.
Fine, I'll go back.
Just. It took a long time for it to activate, so like, give me a second.
No, it's okay. I just got a lot of souls. I'm scared of losing
Yeah,
it.
I have 10,000 souls.
Well, scared to lose too.
Oh, that was a bad decision to run inside this house. The house is haunted.
Hey,
Ow!
oh, don't get hit by the guy with the belly grubs. Belly grubs is bad news.
Okay, well, he's dead now.
Okay, let's go. Does my
And I-
weapon just
and
blow?
I got my souls.
I think my weapon just blows. I'll go back to this.
Yes, you're... Ow! Oh, he got... Ooh, that hurt.
Okay. Important items are still important item locations, so the item we have to do the jump for over there
The Ember Shard.
should be a good one. It was an undead bone shard.
What? You already did the jump?
No. Back. I did it. Ooh, well.
Well, nope, it was the wolf ring for me.
Unfortunately, pretty useless in this game because poise is irrelevant. Everything has infinite poise. So.
I'm running back inside the house. I'm back inside the house. I will wait for you.
Wake me up!
Wake me up inside.
Save from myself and I will shoot. That was a fake item I picked up. Fool me once. Havel's legs!
Oh, you got Havel's leggings?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god. I'd say
I may put them on. They're pretty sick looking. Dude.
Oh, no, Parker. I want Havel's. I want to be fat.
Yeah, you do? I'll give it to you.
I want to be fat.
Here's the fattest legs I think this game has. Oh, I have the... Here they are. There you go.
Let me be fat. Okay. This is going to destroy my weight. Yeah, fat roll. There it is. Increase poise, but it does nothing. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to fat roll and boost my equipment load.
Did you put on your rings?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get that scythe that was over there? Scythe location?
Yeah, the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I can't fast roll or normal roll. Oh, this should have been the tree, but... Oh, it's the fucking demon.
Oh, it starts in... Oh, the old Demon King. He's not too bad. And he's a wide open arena. That should work. Except for meter attack's gonna be a bitch, but I think we'll live.
Push it?
Ooh, that brings up a good question. If we go down there for the Covenant, is that gonna start a boss fight? We should find out. Because that's items. It's like 3 items. No, that's not what I meant. Can you get out from there?
I lived.
I know you lived. Can you get out from there? If you activate the boss, thanks, Dunk.
Yep, you're welcome. Woo!
We just lost a bunch of items.
No, we can get out because remember the bonfire shows up.
If you activate the boss, you can no longer get into that Covenant.
Oh. Oh, he hurts. He hurts a lot.
Yeah.
You can't leave. Oh,
plunging attack!
Yes.
Dude, it fucking worked.
Yes. Yeah, but you barely did any. Barely? He's only like a little bit on my screen. Oh, you're doing 48 damage on my screen. Doing more on yours?
No. I'm doing 48 damage. It's the stats and weapons I have are just pitiful compared. Also, I haven't upgraded them, so that'd probably help.
Yeah, well, I lost. That's 10,000 soul right there. What, 20?
14, 15. I forgot I could probably have just homeward boned out. Oh, well, I wanted to give it a try. Well, now we gotta go back.
Yep. As much as I enjoy Havel's, the skirt so I can fast roll. See, like, I didn't get any souls from that kill.
Neither did I.
Oh, that's weird. buddy.
Oh, fuck.
Run, 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 run.
Do you have any homeward bones?
It was
I
roast them
just
too.
got like 2, but yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Because we also need them for... Here, hold on.
Okay.
For the sake of my own sanity. I'm at least going to open up this door. Okay, now we can go back and get our souls and bamf out.
Whee!
Should I fast equip the homeward bone?
I did. There's enough space to run away.
Oh, well, all our souls are down there, so. Woohoo! Oh, boom.
Okay, good news, bad news.
Good news?
I can't homeward bone out. Maybe we have to activate them?
I don't know. Did you get your souls?
Yeah, I got my souls.
Oh, now I got mine. He's not there.
Is everyone worried?
Can you homeward bone?
Nope.
I guess we're here then.
Okay.
As much as it pains me, I guess we gotta take this one.
Morgan has no idea, so...
You know what? I'm not.
What? Tell me about it.
He's
Walk me
not-
through your process.
He's not moving, but we're just gonna cheese the fuck out of this, and that's okay.
Yeah? We can do, or you can try quitting out. Up to you.
No, we're just gonna cheese this.
I kicked him in the groin. I'm gonna do it again. Take that.
Oh, that hurt a lot.
That was his desperation move. If he were to attack, he'd do a really feeble forward grab thing.
Sunless Veil.
Ooh, I got a cool weapon.
Dragon Slayer something.
Yeah, the nameless king sword, Dragon Slayer sword spear. It's got
Homeward-
crazy requirements. At least I
Homeward
got it.
bow and Dragon Rider bow.
Oh, I got another awesome weapon and a homeward bone. Can I wield this? No, but it's gonna be. I can.
You can give me
Okay,
that
I have to
fucking-
wield it in both hands. But yo, check this bad boy out.
Well, there you go.
Unless you want it.
No.
Alright.
We're going back to Firelink.
Okay. Oh wait,
That'll do.
we could go back. If we pray to that altar, it may give us an item. I don't know if Covenant items are mixed in or not, but
No, every single item in the game is random.
okay, cool.
Let's upgrade the sword.
Just wasn't it?
Tis good health. Cool, he's +3 now.
Pretty big.
Oh wait. Oh no, he's not. I can do more.
Just wasn't it?
Reinforce. Lothric +5.
Pretty be careful. I go. Just wasn't it?
I will also very hard.
Oh, you a fun cat right now.
Oh, it's Titanite scale. Oof.
Yeah.
Twinkling Titanite.
Poison, fire, raw, refined, sharp. I feel like Lothric.
Man, all of my weapons require fancy things to level up.
If I do
Yeah.
refined, it puts the attribute.
I mean, except for
bonuses.
Great Scythe. Could just scythe it up.
If I do refined for Lothric, it puts the attributes to B. Both strength and dex attributes to B, but if I do sharp, it's going to put it from D to E, then C to A.
It's really whatever you want to do.
I don't know.
It's balanced whatever you want your stats to be. 110. I mean, it just blows chunks.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at. Just everything.
Well, by the weapons that I really like them. I just don't have anything to upgrade.
Very well, then take
I don't want to use my twinkling yet in case I get like the frayed blade or something sick as hell like that.
Yeah.
Aquamarine dagger would be pretty cool too. All right, well,
Equipment load.
I guess I'm just gonna do underwhelming damage for a while.
Well, equipment load 54 pounds. How heavy?
may the
15 strength. 15 strength.
24.4 pounds. So I need to be under 20. I'm like just at the halfway mark. 37.4 pounds. That puts me at heavy. God bless it. Mike. So I need my equipment load to be at like 70. It's like 72, 73 to be able. I need equipment load to be like 73 to be able to wear this right. Damn. That blows.
If you have any ash, give it to her.
I don't think I have any ash.
I got some. Young
Oh,
White
I have
Branch.
paladins. I have
Oh,
paladins.
unlimited of them? That's pretty cool.
I have paladins.
Oh, I got unlimited Twinkling Titanite.
Twinkling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive for each of them, but I got it.
Okay.
Yo, that's gonna change the game for me because I can actually upgrade the things I want to play with.
Well, yeah.
I got the Covenant item for Rosaria's fingers.
Parker,
That's kinda
drop levels.
Huh?
Dump into levels.
I'll get there. I'll get there. I got so much money. All right, I will.
You have what, 15?
What's Twinkling? Oh, that'd be fun. Titanite scale. I don't want to do another katana run. I could
You fall back on katanas a lot because they're just good.
Well, it's my first playthrough of all the games, just because they're fun. I think they're the coolest. They really put more love and care into the katana variety and abilities more than most other.
You totally
sword
could
classes.
Souls play. You could fucking Souls play Zoro.
I can.
Good.
I'd need like the frayed blade, which you only get after getting the soul of Gundyr.
Yep.
Oh, do I have to talk to her for you?
I think so. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
welcome. Very well, then take me.
Okay. Faith. Man, I got less.
You're dumping into Faith? Why would you dump into Faith?
I want 15 faith so I can get. I guess it was for a spell, but I guess I don't have to. But there's another weapon, a straight sword. That
Parker,
needs faith.
we're barely an eighth of the way through the game. We're in the Undead Burg. Like, we have time.
What level are you?
I can't check while I'm helping you.
Oh, okay. I got 2 more.
I dumped straight into equipment load. I should have dumped into health.
That's fine.
Well, it's also because like I want Havel's. I want Havel's shit.
Well, we got to find it first.
I know.
I guess I need. Yeah,
all
I'll do
luck.
the tiny dips in a stamina and call
It's
it a day.
all luck at this point.
Yeah, you can boost your luck. Okay.
No.
Oh, now I can one hand this. Awesome.
I'm at.
Farewell, I shall
Okay,
not-
it takes 3,000 souls for a level.
I'm
I am
at,
level 23.
Okay, I'm 29 and it's 550 per level.
Okay.
I'm fat rolling. Okay.
Well, yeah, the spear's like what, 5 pounds, 8 pounds?
Yeah, that's 9 pounds.
Yeah, that's probably one of your reasons.
I like this scythe, but it takes Titanite. Just lame.
Are we going back to Dilapidated Bridge? I think
We're gonna stop by the Pit of Hollows first to check something.
Okay, going.
I guess I can take off my gloves. Yeah, it's fine. I'll take off my gloves. We're gonna just walk over to see if we can touch the Covenant item, and because that would give us the Bone Champion, whatever.
Let him go.
Offer the vertebrae shackle.
Oof. No, fuck that. I want that vertebrae shackle. Do whatever you want. I'm saving mine for Picklebee Pump Rum because the game only gives you, I think, 2 in the whole game.
Okay.
You have to earn them. It's the only other way. And since it is a trade item,
Dilapidated. Or back to.
we are
settlement?
going to.
No.
We're going to go back.
Well, how
Left.
back?
No.
Up one. Undead Settlement.
Undead
Yeah.
Settlement.
Undead Settlement.
'Cause we have
There's
to still
two things.
We still have to get the bonfire underneath the bridge.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Okay.
We're also going to see if the cage settler is there, and that's how you normally get to the underground place before it breaks.
Probably not.
There's an item in a tree that we could try to get.
Away.
Oh, he has an item. Silver Knight armor.
Nice. Okay. And then we're gonna go a different direction, get a couple items, a couple drops.
Parker, two-handed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I put on? No. I guess I don't need all of
We
these.
don't
I'll take
wanna-
off this.
We're just. Oh shit! Ow! Ow! Dog!
Welcome back.
Dog!
Could this be dog?
Could this be dog?
Okay.
Damn. I was looking like, man, do we want to fight these fuckers? They just.
No, there's.
There's no point
Let
to fight
me
these
get my
guys.
bow and arrow out. Let's see if I could snipe shot this in
Parker, you have like
one
three
arrow.
You have like 3 shots left.
I have 1 shot left.
Oh my god.
Okay, okay. I don't know how much drop off's gonna be.
God.
Oh!
Oh! Look at that.
That's why my middle name is Kobe. Okay, we're gonna run and get that. Then we're gonna take a hard right, and do you see that bridge like dead east of us?
Yeah.
We're crossing that bridge.
Okay. Leroy Jenkins. Jenkins. Ow! Ow! Rat.
Where's that dead body? There's that dead
Crest
body.
shield.
Oh, the grass crest shield?
It just says crest shield.
Okay. It dropped nothing for me. It was a lie in my world.
Oh.
Okay,
I need to heal now. Titanite shard. God, fucking CQB.
okay, behind us?
Yes. Rat. Skeleton. Ow. Get out of the stall. You fuck. Shriveling stone.
That's good. That's a snuggly drop. Oh!
What did you just get?
Okay, I got one of 2 items that fucking slaps. It's the Lothric Night Sword?
Yeah, the exact same sword I have.
No, it's the one you get for beating the Twin Princes.
Oh, a better version of what I have.
Yeah. If I got the Faith, you can use that one and the other sword you get from the brother, and you can combine them into one weapon. We're opening that door, they're turning around.
Like U-turning? U-turning?
Yeah, you turning.
How are you a U-turn?
Yeah, we can get the item.
Gundir's gauntlets.
Yeah, we're almost there to cosplaying Gundyr.
I know. We go out into the
We
left?
should get the bonfire first.
Yeah. Oh, great. He's protected by a knight.
Just run past him. He won't notice.
Nope. What?
It's a storyteller. Don't worry about it. We'll
Oh.
get poisoned, but we'll be all right. Or a Gru.
That's a
Spellcaster.
Gru.
It's probably a Gru.
Big words to explain
Okay.
the nuances of social interaction.
We're gonna go back, killing that knight in the Gru, and then we're going to.
Ow. Ow. That sucked.
It's okay. I think that's the last time we're gonna have to kill this guy.
I don't know about that. Kukuri.
I got more magic, dude. It wants me to do magic.
It wants you to do a magic build so bad.
I guess. I even have the staves for it, too. Fine.
No. Play how you want to play.
I'll start slowly investing in intelligence, and then we'll see where it takes me. I'm sure we'll be able to respec at Rosaria.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna put those kukri to use soon.
Wonderful.
Let's see if Cornix is here.
Ow.
Whoops.
Did you fall
Almost
down?
fell down.
Yeah, he is.
No. Hey, Cornix!
He's wearing sunbros.
Yeah, beautiful.
Learn
I love
pyromancy.
your head, too.
Thank you. Large Titanite shard.
I got a great bow. I got 2 great bows. I guess I could have a great bow. We're gonna try to shoot down the partisan. Whoops.
I only have 3 throwing knives.
It's okay. I think I'll be able to use this great bow. It doesn't have to do damage. I just need to shoot my arrows. Ew.
Oh. Oh.
It's alright. We were going down there anyway.
Hiya!
Hiya!
Oh!
Ooh, I got the Fume Ultra Greatsword.
Estus shard. Oh!
Oh! Now that's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Whoops.
Oh, Parker. Are you alive? No.
No. It's okay, I'm right there.
I think
We're
she's...
like 4 seconds from a bonfire.
Yeah, she's... Oh, she's still alive. What the fuck? Okay. I just went behind us. Jailbreaker's key.
Ooh, that would be good. I think that gives you some ashes, which will unlock more in the shop. Where'd you go?
Literally where the executioner stand is?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Young White Branch? I wonder if that's the good Young White Branch.
I don't know.
I don't either. It doesn't... I don't think the description's any different. Did you get the item behind the executioner stand?
No, I just got the one on the stand.
Okay, there's one back there.
Throwing knife.
Eh.
Eh.
Good for separating enemies, if we ever feel like doing that.
I feel like if we try to do fucking no-hit runs. Where the fuck you go?
Oh, to the bridge.
You didn't go down.
No, turn around. I'm also watching on a delay. Turn around. I go up the stairs.
Oh,
Hey,
where
there I
we
see
went. Where we went earlier. Haha. Fuck you, Bone
What's
Daddy.
up, Skelebro?
Bone Daddy. Ew.
That's a... Where's that guy?
Where the fuck is he?
Oh, here he is. Okay, we're going over here.
Cathedral boy. Oh, the priest moved on to someone younger. Wrath of the Gods.
That's pretty good.
I'm getting all the fucking spells that I don't give a shit about.
It's okay. Yeah, the cathedral broke, because right there's the cathedral.
Oh yeah. Oh, almost stepped off. Pay attention,
Don't be
Duncan.
bad and sad.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Oh.
Loretta's bone. That's gonna be good for a quest.
Crystal
We have to get-
scroll.
Oh. That unlocks a lot of shop items.
Who do I give that to?
Orbeck. Ooh, I got a Sig Brew. That's a
Hidden Blessing.
Studley trade. This is a weird man you can talk to in a cage.
Okay.
Up the ladder.
Climb, 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 climb. Dragon Slayer armor.
Nice.
Nice.
That's got some good defense. Oh,
Did you
this
drop
is supposed to
down?
be the chain man.
Oh.
The cage that you jump into. Oh well.
I was about to say, like, everything is randomed here, so, like,
Yeah.
how are you gonna do this?
Try this once, and then it's gonna mess up.
Yeah.
Oh! I got the item though.
Well, we still gotta go down there anyway.
I know. Hey, here. I'm gonna give this to you.
Okay.
You like being big boy, right?
Oh. But is it better than the Dark Knight armor?
It's pretty good. It's fucking heavy.
91, 12, 9, 11, 11.
If you press L3
That's-
or one of the buttons down there, you can directly compare them.
Oh, it's
Like-
so much better, but it's so heavy.
If you push in the right stick.
I did. Gundyr. Oh my god. I have to be below 50. For the
No,
I could do-
to
I
get
could-
medium roll, you have to be below 70.
Yeah, but below 50 gives me fast roll.
Is it? I thought it was like 30. Let's find out.
Oh, I can wear Gundyrs. Not Gundyrs. I can wear Smogs and fast roll.
No, dude, it's
below
70 and
70.
30.
So, but is Gundyrs bet? No.
Also, you put on Havel pants, or I don't know, fashion shows your way wherever you want to go.
I cannot do Havel's pants. Because Havel's pants put me at 90% load with Smog's jet body.
Cool, so now I have this flask. I did
Next
not
time we go to Firelink, we should do.
to my inventory.
Oh, we should check the seat of the giant if that fell, because technically we got invaded, so there's a chance.
So you went back. So it's time to go back up, then down.
Yeah, here, I'm over here. Ew. I was taking a rest.
I look so dumb.
What? I use emotes? Is that dumb?
No, I look so dumb.
Oh, I think you look
And
beautiful.
Smog. No.
Dude, that
Yeah, no,
those boots, boots, dress, and Smo's armor. It's a look. It's a fit.
It's giving me Sith vibes. Do it.
Do it. Fat roll. Do it.
Do it. Oh goodness.
Okay.
On the
What's
right.
the best way? There's gonna be a monster parade down there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna.
Oh, that angel knight's not gonna be good for us.
No, we just gotta fight it, bro.
Okay, I'm going after the jailer first because she will chew our health bars alive.
What, big fat boy?
No, the lady with the
Oh.
burning iron and the lantern.
Okay, well I'm feeding. I'm feeding.
Huh? You're feeding?
I'm feeding you enemies, bringing them back up.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Oh! I got repoised. Oh!
Well,
Nope, 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 nope. Get the fuck out.
dude, really? Dragon Warrior now? Now, of all times?
Oh, whirlwind, whirlwind. I'm alive somehow.
Watch out for that skeleton boy. No!
Ring knight armor.
Hey, that's a fit. I may take that from you.
I know.
Because it's cool looking.
See, we did it.
Yay!
We got scared, but we did it. Not content fuck all has invaded.
That's not what we want right now.
No. No.
I'm going for the ring. I don't want to do all that climbing back up shit again. Oh, speaking of rings, I got the Chloranthalide ring.
Oh, large soul of undead.
Somewhere around here. Oh, here's the dead body.
Moonlight arrow, fire surge, ordained trousers. What the fuck?
Oh, Duncan, he's coming for you.
Shit, oh shit, oh shit, he's coming.
Duncan, come this way.
Parker.
Get the ring before he kills us or whatever.
Oh,
Come to me.
He's on a delay. He's on a delay. He's coming for me. Where's the ring? Where's the ring? Oh!
It's Chloe up there.
It's Shadow Leggings and Med Heal. It's not a ring.
Oh, it was the fire clutch ring. Check.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta do something about this man.
Yeah, he's on like a 300-second ping.
This is not a real man, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, push him down.
I can't. He's on such a delay.
I'm sure he's dealing with the same thing on his end. Please don't stand by.
Oh, he put on
Mr.
armor.
Moore.
He put on armor. Oh, second phase.
Yo, you fucking come here, freak. Let's see if I can parry on a huge delay. I only got one more heal left. He's
Same here. Nope. No, I saw that coming. Nope.
yeah, he has the sword where you fuse the two twin princes together. That's what that sword is. So
Oh, I'm not gonna live. He's gonna fuck me up.
then just run to a bonfire so your souls are easier to get.
It's only 5,000. I'm not that worried.
Okay. You got this.
No, I know I don't. Oh. Fuck me. Yep, saw that coming.
It's okay. He was being sneezy.
I saw the second he put on the armor, I was like, fuck, second phase.
Yeah. He also just probably had better, more upgraded weapons and all that.
He was probably really confused. He's like, what? Why do you have Smoke's armor fucking this early?
Here, I got a gift for you for going through that ordeal.
A ring. The Chloranthy.
Hey, I'm loaded on rings, so if I say take it if you can get it.
Alright. Well, we gotta go through that ordeal again.
Yeah, but A lot better to go through that again than have to go through all the way back up top, climb the ladder, chop down the body.
Oh, no, shit.
But,
I'm alive.
oh, heal and try to get your souls.
Fading soul. Oh. Run, Duncan, run. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy.
I got the other guy's attention.
Oh, you fucker.
What?
The little twinkling the Titanite bug left.
I don't think those drop things.
No.
Did you get both of the items back here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Does not open from this
There's one
side.
around the house and one by the well.
I got the one in the front, not the one in the back.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, the one back here was originally an alluring skull. Ow! You prick! Man, what I wouldn't give for a fucking torch. There's only, like, 2 enemies in the game that give you this permanent bleed thing, and I have been fighting both of them this whole game.
God.
It's those, specifically those bugs and the guys with the belly bugs that bump out. Well, and I guess the giant crawly bug monsters. To free.
Okay, well,
All
we're
right.
clear to come back.
Here, now, oh, they're not dead. Let's meet up in the middle and try to kill those guys.
Alright.
Because there's a check over here we haven't gotten. Have not got. And yet to get.
Come here, you fucking...
Oh, you fucking snake! In the grass!
No! Duncan! Don't.
Also, having a large health pool doesn't mean that much if your flask doesn't heal you with shit.
Okay.
You did it. You're a hero and a testament to our entire race.
No, the jailer's still here.
Okay. It's an
Okay.
item way over here.
There's an item. Stalk dung pile. Damn it all. Little shit. Titanite scale, Titanite shard. There's nothing over here. Oh, yeah, there is. Titanite shard.
Okay,
Do we go right?
I'm gonna get my souls. And then you decide whether we go to Sigward and the giant, or we go to unlock a shortcut to a bonfire.
Let's do Sigward. Of Katarina. I wonder
Where's
what
my
he's...
souls?
I don't know. They're like right around here. They should be like right around here.
That's where I died.
You
Oh no, I died up here. That's right.
Oh. Oh
That
yeah,
fucking-
you stupid fucking bug.
Stupid bug! You make me look bad!
Ah!
What do you want to do?
Sigward.
Okay. We should actually exhaust Morin's dialogue. Yeah.
I exhausted his dialogue already.
Okay.
And what? Oh,
Let's see what our best buddy looks like.
he's not here.
Hello, best friend, Mr.
Aw.
himself. Yo, Zweihander, he's still cooking.
He's still cooking.
Damn, that's a fit. What is that? That's Havel's gauntlets, which probably means we might be able to buy them from patches later. That's Friday's dress, and then Ornstein's helm or Dragon Slayer helm.
Oh, see, like for me, he has like a fishing buoy hat, a Zwillhandler as well, a The
Oh
shield,
yeah, he looks different for you.
the shield.
Yeah, that's
with
like
spike.
the cleric's hat or the pale guy of Londor, pale assassin.
Yeah, he's completely
Um,
random for me.
Yeah. I think mine's a tighter fit, so yeah, sucks for you.
All right, let's get on, and then we'll ride it. We'll trigger it again.
Well, let's go touch this bonfire. It's right here. There should be
And
one
this should
guy
be
that
the
used to be
ice
an
knight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a giant. That's not an ice knight.
Yeah.
Great sword of judgment.
Finally, I get to fight one of these guys not ankle deep in shit.
But do you know what this means, Parker?
What?
Well, I got a Titanite scale from that. You got an Estus shard.
Fuck yeah, dude.
This also means that the Ice Knight is somewhere else. Another emerald, and I got Havel's helm. It is begging me. It is begging me, Parker.
Hell yeah.
It is begging me to do a strength build.
I mean, you do you. You follow your heart. I think I'm going to switch it up. I think I'm going to do... I never do spears because most of their attacks are boring, but I got one of the good spears.
Did you already teleport?
No, I think whenever we go through normal fog walls, I think that just boots us back to our original world for
Okay, well,
what used to be.
let me go back
Well,
to
hold on.
Firelink.
I'm here.
I'm going to Firelink.
And
I'm gonna go, and I'm also gonna go pee and get a drink.
Okay.
Let me also open up. Okay, it's opened.
Okay, man, what I wouldn't give for a fucking fire. For a torch. Ashen one. Oh, man. Estus shard. I guess I should use that for actually upgrading my Estus. A new drink would be huge. Not that big. What's up, chat of one? And the one is probably me. What do y'all think I should level up with? Intelligence? I mean, I got those spells, but I mean, it's going to be a steep climb, because what are they? They're like 15, 28, 18. And the rest are faith, which are kind of useless. That could be good, but not for the weapons I'm going to be using. That's steep. You're right, start early. Levels only get harder. Or I could spend money on Twinkling Titanite. It's also a choice. I got the fugs. I think Duncan would love the fugs. The crushing strong attack, I think, is the fugs only, and it just pancakes people. It gets the dopamine receptors. It definitely makes your brain go burr. Okay, Parker, I think for Duncan, we got to do Seed of Fallen Giant. Got to do the cage with the rats, or the sewers with the rats. Oh, check for Yol. Oh, maybe we fucked it by killing the other guy. I meant to say that out loud earlier.
What?
I got distracted because Duncan was talking to levels.
What?
Okay, at least he's not here, so... Oh well, at least that's not a thing. At least he's not dead.
Who are you talking to?
The one streamer, that's me. And I don't know if anybody ever wants to jump on the recording. You know, keeping it live.
Reinforce your Estus.
Yeah. We should do the tree skip and put a bunch of things in there.
Welcome, husband.
Well, it says we have 2 viewers, so it's you and someone else.
Very well, then take it.
Oh, I think it's like an AI bot thing. Or Mama was, I don't know.
I have 2 levels, so we'll do one. We'll do 1 in HP and 1 in stamina.
And it got the memes.
Do you need me to talk so you can level?
Yeah, in a second. Yeah, I'll just do levels. Let's see. Equipment note load would be nice.
Equipment load comes last.
Oh, I'm wearing like no armor.
Okay, I was about to be like, I'm wearing no armor. Well, as I have Fat Boy
You
armor.
got enough. And you also have the Ring of Favor and Protection, which should be boosting your equipment load a decent amount.
Yeah, but it's still like, I'm still fat, Parker. Like, if you want...
Very true.
If I need a sword play Havel, I need max equipment load.
Yeah.
And like, that's going to take forever.
I keep going back. Somebody in the chat suggested that I should do intelligence and just start working on that and getting it up.
Are people talking?
No, it's me talking to myself. You know, I'm just trying to keep an air of we're actually popular.
I mean, we are. That's the thing. Like, it's also Friday. It's also Friday dash big name streaming hours for all the big people playing. It's not a watch day. If anything, Kurt might be a watch day.
I'm throwing someone intelligence. Now you gotta talk to her for me.
Very well, then take.
See, Smo's armor is looking kind of sick.
I know. It's giving such Sith vibes with the hood. Do it. Do it.
Okay, we are going to check the.
Fall to the dark side. I'm not helping.
We're gonna check for the seed of the fallen giants.
What?
Seed of the seed of the fallen giant. We'll do that in a bit. If you talk to this guy, he gives you a bunch of stuff. He's got a lot of dialogue though, so just keep going. Did he give me?
He gave me Titanite shards.
Okay.
Ooh, that's what
He
I
gave me
should
something
also,
that I was looking away for.
That's what I should also do is upgrade the Lothric sword.
Whatever he gave me. Is lame.
I am short 1 large Titanite shard. I could upgrade the Fume Ultra.
That's twinkling or Titanite scale. So it's twinkling.
It's twinkling.
If you come to this lady, you may be able to buy a large Titanite.
I can do 2. I'm short on souls.
Oh, you on souls? Here.
By like 200. It's alright. I found a couple wandering.
Hey, I got some pocket souls.
I got pocket souls too.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, do I upgrade the Fume? Or do
While you think about it, come do the tree jump with me.
It's like, do I upgrade Fume? Or do I upgrade Lothric? Yep, is yet to fall.
Okay.
But that's the thing. Do I upgrade the Fume, or do I just keep going what I'm doing, and then eventually just... Because
before you upgrade the Fume, you gotta start pumping strength.
Yeah, I do.
And you gotta be able to wield it, even if you're two-handing, before you start upgrading any weapon.
Yeah, I do. And it's like 40 pounds. It's fucking fat.
Yes, it's fucking...
It's so fat, dude.
This raw lump of iron is unfit to even be called a sword. Wielding it demands unparalleled strength.
Well, I hit the
That's
post.
one thing.
I hit
That's
the
one
post.
thing. That's one thing. That's one. Coop might be
God
one.
damn it.
I know that is. Loretta Bone is technically one, but I really want to upgrade the shop and get Grey Rat, hopefully, eventually. Vertebrae Shackles one. Cracked Eye, maybe one. That also might be Dark Souls one. Shivering Stone, that's one. Large Leather Shield?
I
No.
made it.
Talisman? No.
I forget what I did. I think I did Hidden Blessing and something else.
Yeah, you happy, aren't you? Titanite scale, that's nice. Hollow gem, some bones. Sharp gem, twinkling titanite. Okay. I'm getting some goods. And another sharp gem. Okay, I got some decents.
Okay. Boom. Inventory.
I could just list you the things, but
Black Firebomb.
Oh, you have Undead Bone Shard? That's huge.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Black Firebomb, regular Firebomb. If you just click leave, it'll do leave 1.
No, for me,
Yeah.
it's...
Leave a Sig Brew. Prism Stone is 1. Sig Brew is 1.
I did Sig Brew.
Undead Hunter Charm maybe 1. Rubbish maybe 1. And
I did a Hidden
Rubbish
Blessing.
did give you a coin, that might be Dark Souls 1. You could throw that down, that Hidden Blessing. That is 1, but I don't know if you've done it before.
Oh, I do have an Undead Bone Shard.
Right bumper? Don't leave that. That's too useful.
Yeah.
Shivering Stone. The very bottom one. It's like white and cracked open. Shriving. I call it shivering.
I know.
Do you have a large leather shield or any catalyst, like any chime? No large leather shield.
Fizzle Staff.
Okay. Then no. It has to be like a sacred chime.
No.
Okay, I think that's everything you got for now. Unless you want to give away Loretta's bone, but I do not recommend that.
Titanite Scale, Hidden Blessing, Rubbish, Undead Hunter Charm, Titanite Scale, Bar Titanite Shard, Homeward Bone, Twinkling Titanite, Black Firebomb. There we go.
Okay, then you've done all the ones you got those items back. That means you've done them.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get down from here.
Okay. Either way.
I think I have a phobia of heights.
No, you don't.
I mean, but look, it's so long. I'd definitely die if I fell. Yeah, I'm shivering in my bones.
Okay,
I'm
Parker.
calling for help.
Are we going this way? Oh, fuck, Nugget. I'm gonna die.
Hey,
nope,
you
I'm
live.
alive. It's perfect.
If you're feeling bold, we can try the master again.
No, we're not there yet.
He's got a lot of health for some reason.
I know.
We didn't talk to burn your undead bone shard if you're already there.
Oh, yeah.
I need 4 for the rest of everything else. Yeah, I guess. Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah, do upgrade upgrade. Oh, I'm 1 short for upgrading Lothric.
Just wasn't.
For upgrading what?
Oh, no, I can do Lothric to 6 now. Now it requires chunks. And that's where I'm going to stop.
Be careful.
Yeah. Man, I got chunks. I got 4 chunks. That could give you 2 levels, but I can't hand them over to you.
Yeah. Alright. Back to the grind.
We are going the pathway, Road to Sacrifices. Yep, Road of Sacrifices. Nope. Yeah, Road of Sacrifices. We're gonna go back to where the giant was, and then go double up the escalator, talk to said other giant,
Correct.
small giant. And then we're gonna do that whole run through where like Flynn's ring would be, Chloranthy. What?
You disappeared on me.
I know. Yeah, open back up so I can join. I think it's where those hard fog wars are. They make us reset. But that's not bad because it's pretty quick.
See, this area right here between the road makes me think of that one section in Dark Souls 2 for the Thunder Giant. The Thunder Scorpion head. Lightning head.
Thunder Scorpion head.
The guy with the giant lightning spear and his horns did together above him, and he was a bitch and a half, and it stopped you from going to the poison dungeon. Dark Souls 2.
I know. I'm thinking through.
He had like a serpentine body made of stone and shot lightning and had a lightning spear.
Serpentine body made of stone. There's like the dune worm that's in this game.
No, I'll look. Oh, hold on.
What area is it?
Oh, hold on. I'm pulling it up.
If it's before the poison. No, that's the twin-tailed scorpion lady, Nashandra or whatever. Not Nashandra, but what's her face? That's the curse, which I think is right before the poison.
It's not a boss.
Oh, it's not a boss? I don't know if I'm going to remember it then. Here, step on the elevator. On the elevator.
Hold on. I have to click over.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how your double screen works.
I can just...
Not a boss? Lightning?
Concept, character, equipment, guides, world, enemies.
Hey!
The basilisk?
I guess he doesn't wear.
No. Enemies by...
Hey, I got the one young right branch. Cool. That may be like a key item, so it's...
The unidentified soldiers, not the flame, so it's not formal.
Good friend, no hit.
It's not stranger. It's not... It's gonna bother me until I get it.
It's okay. You go talk to, I hope, any time. And I'll start looking.
Is it a gargoyle? No.
Oh my god. The only way I could find out is by viewing one image at a time per enemy. I'm not doing that, so... Dude, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know it's...
If you can give me the area, I could remember a bit better. But I don't remember really anybody shooting lightning in that game.
Give me the fucking picture, because this is gonna bug the fuck out of me.
Can you try to like remember the location or what element it was based off of, or?
It was made of stone. It had like a serpentine body. Fucking expand. It was Titanite Demon.
Oh,
the mini
I don't
boss
know if I'd
Titanite.
call that.
It's a mini boss. It had like a broken. It like had broken Halo staff and the broken.
Yeah,
Halo.
yeah, that's definitely the Titanite demon.
That's what I'm talking about.
Were those in Dark Souls 2? It's in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, it's in Dark Souls 2.
Okay, I'm looking. DS2. Titanite demons do not exist in Dark Souls 2.
Then is it one I'm thinking of?
It must be, because that's where I know that they're from. Because they're all over in 1. That's the only way to get Titanite scales. And then due to a coding glitch, one doesn't despawn and you can farm them.
Parker.
Hey, I didn't press any buttons, my man.
Parker.
Hey, you're the one who stood still for too long.
Shut the
Open up the session, I'll join.
Malcontent is invaded again. Session's open. Is there anything else up here?
Wait, he invaded, right? Can you bone out?
No, I can't bone out.
Then let's just ignore him. I doubt he'll figure out that we're doing the elevator and that we're going to go to the other area.
Okay.
So we're going to go down the elevator and just jump off halfway through.
Okay, you joined.
Yes, I'm here. I am here to save the day.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
We're going to be jumping off this side.
Okay.
If you look down, you can see it. It's pretty quick. It's coming up.
Say what?
It's now.
I missed it.
As long as you didn't die, you could just... Oh.
No, I missed it, Parker.
I'll wait for you. I try to give you the heads up.
I literally popped into it.
I did see you bonk. That's cool. You should see what the fire demon changed into. Ah, fuck. I dropped again.
Oh. This is probably just a weird spot for you to fucking be in.
Oh, you know what? It is. Go and do the drop down, because right behind Sigward, I think that is a large fog wall disconnector.
Okay.
So I think you go through one from the bonfire, then you go through another one again.
Fucking
once
Christ,
you're
I forgot this. Whatever. It's gonna be a second.
That's alright. Gives me more time to drink my libations.
I had a really good mint tea today.
Nice.
It's Moroccan mint. Serafina was like, "Daddy, you need some tea." And I was like, "Okay." It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but okay. And she went under and got the kettle for me and started filling it up. We also made like.
Sophie had a backlog of tea that she collected for years. Because she likes drinking tea, but she just does it so infrequently, and she hardly ever makes it for herself.
Same.
So when I jumped in, I'm like, hey, we have an entire tea chest that nobody ever drinks. And I like tea, and I'll make it and drink it. Once you go outside that door and talk to Sigward, open the thing.
It's Sif. Wait, no, it's not Sif.
It is not Sif. I believe it is just one of the large wolves from the DLC. It'll be fine. Are you open?
I am now open.
Okay. And so over the years, I've been drinking through this backlog of tea, and I've gotten through pretty much everything. My last great endeavor is a pack of 100 oolong black teas.
See,
which I'm an oolong man, so I'm not going to complain. But
I'm a black bitter tea. English. I'm an English breakfast kind of bitter tea.
Sophie loves an Earl Grey. All right, I'm following your lead. You're the master.
Bullshit.
You are. You will truly be masterless as soon as we kill the master.
No!
Come here, you freak!
It's too late now.
Oh,
You should have waited!
He juggled your bitch ass.
I, the Knight of Katarina!
Archdeacon Holy Garb.
We're gonna get a bunch of stuff from him.
Homeward bound.
Oh, Twinkling Titanite? I need those.
Toast.
I need those like fish and water. One of my other favorite emotes.
He's sleeping.
I know, you get an emote to talk to him when you sleep. I didn't get cheers.
No, I got toast.
Oh, I didn't?
Oh.
Oh. I'll check.
Okay, well,
I don't think I
fuck
did.
ton of items.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get toast. Did I mash it too fast? There's also items over here. There's the Northern set that you can poke down. There's the Pale Tongue you can poke down. Nice throw.
Thank you. Large soul of nameless soldier.
Of the what?
Large soul of nameless soldier.
Oh, okay. Up here. That's the Pale Tongue. Ooh!
Carla's pointed hat.
I got the Firelink leggings. That's the final boss's leggings. I'll sport those. Yeah.
Large soul of unknown traveler. Okay, here's all the souls.
Black Iron gauntlets. There's the large club drop that I think is over here somewhere. There may be New Game Plus. It's New Game Plus. Did you get the item that was up here?
Huh?
Hey, Duncan,
Yes, baby.
are you at a point in the game where you can pause for a second?
Yeah.
Can you put the baby in bed?
Yeah. Alright. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay. You mind if I go ahead and start killing?
I'm just putting Serafina in her bed. She had a rough time going down today.
I get that. I'm gonna go kill it. To all of our viewer at home, yes, and I do mean me in 12 hours. This is one of the areas when you go from new game to new game plus 1 to 2 to 3. Actually, it may stop at plus 2. New items spawn in different locations. Normally, they're like upgraded version of rings. Sometimes they're very rare armor sets. I don't think there's any weapons that are blocked and locked, other than getting duplicates. Well, so I guess the Twin Princess boss weapon stuff that'd be locked, but that's a give and take. This is one of the areas that like a couple of them appear. There's one way up there on the other side. There's one around this back area. I think there's one over here somewhere in this nook. And there's new enemies. Not near what Dark Souls 2 is, but you see that guy up there, the one that's a different color? I guess I'll wait till Duncan's here. That guy actually drops down and attacks you when you pick up this guy. I think that starts at New Game Plus 1. I think it's sick that that happens. I wonder which one is the enemy. Vid. That's gonna be a bit annoying. I guess it's time to look at my stuffs. Sick, but it's no sombrero. I guess I don't use that.
Okay.
I need to break it out again.
Alright, Parker.
Hey-o!
Is that everything around here? I think so.
Yes. I was going and telling the extra bonus information to our viewer at home. But there's one thing I wanted to tell you. See this item when you get it?
Yeah, flame fan.
Yeah, look up. Oh, Flame Fan, that's a good spell. Do you see the one that's discolored?
Yeah.
In the New Game Plus cycles, they do make small changes. There's more items. This area is big with the New Game Plus 1 and Plus 2. More items drop all around right here. This is a big hub for it. In addition, when you grab that item, that guy drops down and scares you.
Basilisk. Top floor.
Yeah, I saw. Which one do you think is the enemy?
No, like straight up basilisk.
Yeah, I know. I did a bit of exploring.
Titanite shard.
The ring that shoots lasers out of every cell of your body. Wow.
Huh?
I don't think I'm going to put that on. I'll wait till later.
Huh? Huh? When did they have put that ring in the game? Oh.
It was a mod. It was a 1 in a billion chance, and well, I guess I'm just that lucky.
Ow. That was not fun.
Rude?
Item.
I'm gonna kill this Corvid behind us.
Oh, fuck Nugget.
Ooh, a shivering stone.
Parker.
That's useful.
Twinkling Titanite and Life Ring.
Profane coal and great swamp ring. That's
And,
nice.
We've got Gnarly Dude. Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, dude, that snake guy's gonna fuck
Oh,
you
he
up.
fucked me up. He fucked me up hard.
Sorry, I wasn't up here sooner. Yeah, that's an Archdragon Peak man. That's
I know.
He's not kidding.
God damn it. I have to come all the way the fuck back. I might clip you out.
Oh, that means I got taken out. That's alright.
Just give me a second.
I'll give
to
it
get
time.
back up.
I'll upgrade or something. Is this the same shop?
I need to
it's
do a
the same
different
shop.
bonfire than that one.
I mean,
it's probably also because we're still in technically the undead settlement.
yeah, maybe.
And then I
Oh,
start
dude.
on a different rendered piece than you.
It's really, this is just a weird quirk. Like, it's very, very rare that something like this happens.
I'm surprised.
Where
no one-
these loading zones are so close together. The game usually does a very good job of keeping them separated.
I'm legit
Keep 'em
surprised.
separated.
Keep them separated. Bah, bah. Wait, did I didn't have to do double up. I have to do this though.
But yeah, you don't have to do double up. I find it easier to make that jump.
I'm coming.
That's okay. I'm leveling up. I'm doing my own things.
Why do you get so many more souls than I do?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that it counts me being in your world, so I get player 1 amount of souls, and then on top of that, I get the summon bonus. So I get like 1.5 times more souls than you.
That makes sense.
Hey, but if it makes you feel better, I spent none of them on levels.
No, it doesn't, Parker.
I bought a single Twinkling Titanite. So now my weapon's a +3. And yours is a +9, 6?
No, +6. I'm not doing chunks. I know better than to do chunks because there is only an X amount of chunks in the game. And scales.
Yeah. There is technically a way that you could buy infinite
Wait,
from
Parker,
the
you didn't kill this
Drain
dude?
Ashes. Huh?
Oh shit. Fuck.
What? Just run. Just run. Just run.
Yes.
Yeah, he will fuck off. Did you open? No, you didn't.
Now I did.
Okay.
Whew. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. That guy's got range and damage.
I was like, Parker, where are you? Didn't you kill him?
I did kill him in my world, but
Look, Parker, I'm shaking in my
Yeah.
fat boy armor.
it's okay. We're here together.
We're here together. Ow! God damn it!
That was funny. Sorry. That was just the blindsided behind me.
It's like, we got this. No, you left me alone.
Nothing can stop us. Battle axe from the heavens.
You left me alone.
This is Flynn's ring. Wolfgrass, I'll take it.
Drong gauntlets.
Oh, gauntlets. I was hoping it was the hammers or spears. Those are cool, fun
It
weapons.
wants me to do Gundyr, and it wants me to do Havel so badly.
Dude, I hope you get Havel. I would be
hope I
fucking waiting. Also, the Gundyr halberd is a fun weapon to play with.
Well, yeah, I know it's a
Homeward
fun weapon to
Bones
play with.
around here. Twinkling Titanite, I'll take that.
Titanite Shard.
Okay, I'd heal up to full.
I'm at like 90, but yeah. I remember
No,
that
do
shit. Alright.
Maybe even Ember if we don't have enough health.
I think I have enough. Alright, give it a shot.
I mean, if you miss, we have to go all the way back around.
Oh, fucking Christ. God.
Wait, you're right. We're pretty rare on Embers. I think we should just hope.
Yeah, alright. Hope I wet dream, kid.
I go run along the edge until you get to like the wooden part. When you're on the wooden part, then jump.
You almost killed me because you didn't move.
Oh, sorry. I keep watching the stream after I do something. Sorry.
That's a shard.
Trying to see what you're up to. Great Deep Soul. Man.
Pale tongue.
That's a good one. For only 20 intelligence? That's doable. There is... I always think there's an item
I know,
around here,
we both do this every time.
but I think it's just the homeward bone on top.
Now we
Yeah.
go down. Now we go down.
Yep. That's everything.
Whee! Whee!
Woohoo!
I got another Estus shard.
Nice! Which pickup was it?
That first one. And then the second one was
Okay.
the pale tongue. Okay,
Oh,
so-
you need a pale tongue. We're gonna run past these guys and go to the right. Drop down into the sewers.
Ow!
Oof.
Parker.
I'm doing...
Whee!
I'm on the struggle bus, and the wheels are going round and round.
Oh, they're coming. Nope. And
Oh, we got a storyteller.
I got a lightning gem. Oh no, poison.
That's okay, it's okay. If you get the storyteller staff, the staff that this one guy uses, and it's the only guy you can get it from, that is the greatest poison buildup and poison damage of the whole game. Like, by far. It's just this one guy that drops one weapon.
Ember.
Nice.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, Parker. Dog.
Oh, that's the fire demon that you fight with Sigurd. We don't have to kill him. We can.
Yeah, yes, we can. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I am fucked. That's it, I'm dead.
I will avenge you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be smart and open up the shortcut.
You're gonna get kicked back.
I'm not going to go through it. I'm just going to try to open it.
I spawn
and
at
see.
Road of Sacrifices. I'll wait here till you open it.
Okay. Oh, I have to go past him. There's no way that man's going to let me climb up that ladder.
He's instance locked.
Yeah, he's a bit stuck, and he can't be killed. All right,
Oh.
I'll count that as a victory.
Oh, he's not taking damage?
No, he takes damage. He can't be killed. Don't know why. I'm going to jiggle this door handle because that unlocks something in the shop. Shortcut is unlocked. Teleport to... Not Road of Sacrifices. Left bumper. I think it's the second one down.
Cliff underside. Dog.
Oh, Jesus. No, dilapidated. Go down one? Or up one. Down one.
Cliff
down
underside? Or dilapidated?
Dilapidated. Dilapidated.
Alright. Focus on dog. If you don't get booted out, you get booted out. I'm going from one area chunk to another, that's why.
That's okay. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
oh,
I
you're
went
here.
up the shortcut.
That's cool, you're here.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, fuck.
You're gonna have to do something you don't want to do.
Kill him.
No. Down here. Right here. There's a door. You have to jiggle that door handle.
And you're gonna make me do it by myself.
No, I'll come down there with you.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to, kid.
On your mark.
Yeah, it's already been on my mark. Simple gem. Okay. Use grave key.
Nice. This is the Shrine of Vecna, the only Vecna appearance that's in the game. If you hurt somebody and you want them to forgive you, come here.
Okay.
Morn's Great Hammer. That's a good strength faith weapon.
Slave Knight hood.
Slave Knight what?
Hood. Oh.
I still didn't hear you.
Slave Knight hood.
Hood. Got it.
God damn it!
Yeah, when they hold their sword a certain
No,
way.
it's CQ. It's just me being fucking close quartered. Lightning bolt. Ember. Okay, I'm getting more embers now.
Yeah, kick that slime.
Oh, you got an item. I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Twinkling. What the fuck?
He's invisible.
Okay, whatever. Oh, there he is. Got it. You had to lock onto him.
Oh.
Lothric Knight Helm.
Oh, I'm getting none of that. That's fine.
Oh.
There's items to the left of us, items to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Tight Knight Shard.
Bountiful Light.
Farron Greatsword. Dreamcatcher Ashes.
Can I have the Fair and Great Sword?
Yes, you can have the Farron Greatsword.
It lets me do sick flips. You know how much I
I
love doing sick
know.
flips.
There you go.
Oh, hell yeah. This was actually the weapon I used the entirety of my first playthrough. As soon as I got it after beating the Abyss Watchers, I did this the rest of the game. It
Yeah.
ruled. It's so sick. Only 3 levels away from use? Yes, please.
Jailer. Up to the left.
Yeah. There's a guy up here.
Oh, so you yeah,
or an item, I
that's
should
where I'm-
say. I mean, it is a guy.
There's an
but-
item right here.
Yeah, I know. You passed one. It's above you.
I know. Oh, Malcontent Grave Groper. What? Ow.
Hey, I shut it down.
Undead Bone Shard. Boom!
Yo, Undead Bone Shard, that's huge!
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, what?
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is where a bunch of rats spawn. So this is probably about to be hell real quick.
Oh, fuck.
I did not think of that.
Okay, well, we're doing... Okay, we did
Oh,
okay.
dude, I'm getting a bunch of good items.
Winged Knight Gauntlet. I'm climbing up.
I got a weapon. I got the gargoyle spear thing, which is kind of cool.
I'm gonna bleed. I've got
Something I
maggots.
skip past and then an ember.
I've got maggots.
That's
Okay,
right, we're about to get an
doors
NPC in
open.
a whole new shop.
And then...
Hey, what's up, lady?
touch her? I forget.
Yes. Dark Souls 3 is very forgiving in 2 ways. The auto-selected one is always the right answer. So if you mash through it, you'll be good. It's also very forgiving where if you decline, in most cases, if you just talk to them again, it'll let you do it.
Okay, and now we talk to Fuckboy again.
You have
He'll give you some dialogue, nothing new. Technically, we could fight him right now. Or we could wait for him to show up in Firelink later, if he shows up later.
Later.
And he may not, because the mod.
It's okay.
I may want to kill him.
Right now?
It's your world, your rules. I'll follow you anywhere.
What's the benefit of killing him now versus later?
Drops. He gives you like 3 or 4 drops. Later in the game, a few things can happen. If you only give the healer good books, braille books of miracles, He says, "Oh, you have her, and she's safe and welcome here. I guess I'll relinquish my charge of her to you. You keep her safe," and then he's gone forever. Or he could say, "You fucked up. You gave her too many bad books. She's gone forever, and I'm leaving too," and then deuces out. So we could lose a big shop. Or, I don't know, maybe he just never shows up later because of the mod. I really don't. It's all up in the air. It's your choice.
Let's just play through the game and have fun.
Okay, sounds good.
We're not too concerned about...
There's no reason we should go this way and fight these guys.
Well, they're coming towards us, so we have no choice.
I'll take them.
Oh, okay.
We've got, I think, like every... I think we've got everything.
So now we go back this... We don't go back that way? We just...
We can go... Yeah, we can go to the Road of Sacrifices. We could fight the Master.
I don't know if we're master ready.
Okay, that's fine by me.
I mean, like, we could totally give it a shot.
There may be one item we missed, but I don't think it's real. I think it's a New Game Plus thing.
Okay, then let's just run back up.
I think we've done it. I think we've done everything here.
Okay, then let's fuck these guys. Run back up. Go to the fire shrine.
Oh, no, there is something. There is something.
Ow, I knew it. Ow!
It's okay. I just remembered. Ayo. We get to run past all these guys. We didn't get the cleric set, which is a bunch of things in one, and the ashes that are guarded by the bolts.
Oh, I got hit by that. Giant man with a giant halberd, of course. You've got Dragon Boy running at you.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
He gave me, dude, I'm drowning in chunks. I wish I could give them to you. I got 7 of these bad boys that I can't use.
See, I already grabbed all the items earlier.
Yeah, just the difference of our world. My soul is bound to you, brother, but we are still worlds apart.
Brother. What?
What?
Was that me, or did we get
what?
or did we get arrowed? Rhyme blue moss clump. Okay, fuck you.
Since we talked to our help anytime,
Yeah.
he gave us an item that now he kills everybody around us and doesn't touch us.
Watch Titanite Shard.
Got more spells, baby.
God, it wants you to play wizard so bad.
Dude, if he gives me a pyromancer glove, I can pop off. But until then, I just gotta keep pushing into intelligence. Those are the 2 items.
Yeah, I got all these items around here.
Okay, let's go this way. I think we're done.
Yeah. Road of Sacrifices.
Let's see, is there anywhere else that we could go?
Well,
we can't start Dancer.
Back to... Yeah, we can't start Dancer until we randomly get the fucking bowl.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, we just gotta check every fucking nook and cranny.
Yeah.
Did I get everything? We may be missing one item,
We're
but
going
I don't
to
think it's
fire.
real.
We're going to Firelink.
Okay. We can check Sea of the Giant. We got invaded again.
Yeah. Well, I have to burn my bone shard.
Undead Bone Shard. Man, I'm jealous about those Undead Bone Shards.
I know.
From 0 to 1 is a huge leap. To 2, it's like a full heal every chug rather than a third.
Yet to fall.
Seed is yet to fall. And Yoel's not here?
And I gave her the Dreamcatcher's
You're
ass.
not here.
It must watch.
I guess we could talk to Ringfinger. Hey, Ringfinger. I can't do your not invading
Dragon
somebody.
Slayer, great arrows.
Oh!
What
Yo,
did you
come
just
talk
get?
to Ringfinger.
Oh, he gave me a Titanite shard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got the final boss's weapon, which fucking slaps.
Oh, god damn it, Parker.
It's really good. I think I'm gonna be rocking that. Where is that bad boy? 20 strength, 10 faith. Yeah, I can do that.
No, I treat the firekeeper.
Can you talk to the firekeeper for me?
See,
I mean, unless you want it.
Welcome us.
But is it better than the Fume?
Then touch the dark paper.
The few, it's not better. The requirements are way easier to meet. But it has a self-buffing attribute. When you use its weapon art, it buffs it with fire, so it does extra fire damage. It's a great sword, which is an amazing moveset. Its special thing does a line of fire in front of it, which doesn't do much damage, but no matter what it hits, it blows them back like they've been knocked into the back. So it's like free attacks, free space. It gives you everything you need. It's a really good weapon once you figure out the moveset. Oh, what does it use to upgrade? Is it Twinkling? I bet you it is. Oh, even worse, Titanite scale. I only have one more Titanite for 16,000. So I can get it to +1 at most. I mean, it's a good investment.
I was able to get 2 levels, and so now my vigor is 630.
Very well.
Okay. It's already better than my spear, and if I level it up once. Okay.
God.
I can't wield it yet, so I'm not going to, but
Well,
that may be where the investment of my 1 scale.
Yeah. You literally got 2
Just
games.
because it is a really cool weapon. And most people never get to play with it because you beat the game, and most people don't want to play through this again. And you only get it after beating the game, and then transposing it. Which means you have to get all the way to the Rotty Greatwood again.
Okay.
Did we give Ludlith the transposing kill?
Well, yeah. I did, because I grabbed it.
Oh,
already.
yeah, but we have no boss souls. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
because we haven't beat a boss that has a soul yet.
I think they're random pickups.
Travel, Road of Sacrifices.
Yeah, you burnt your bone shard?
Yes. I'm at +2
Okay.
now.
Man, I'm jealous.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
We're officially in open territory. We don't have to fight another boss for a long time. I mean, we can fight some if we want, but we could go through like 3 whole areas without ever fighting a boss.
Nameless Night Gauntlets. Where the fuck did you go? Did you go back up?
No, I just went forward. Just go forward, you'll find me.
On tree straight sword. Ow! You fucker.
See how she freaks out and is on fire?
Yeah.
That's because I do fire damage. A lot of enemies are like that, where they just freak.
Ooh. Soul of an Unknown Traveler.
I got some chunks.
Where? Nope. It's a back. Do we have to go up?
You have to go down.
Yeah. Alright. That's not the right down. Neither is that.
Oh, I didn't pick up that item.
What's this down?
Come on without me. It was just a soul.
Pale tongue. Oh, fuck you.
Ooh,
oh,
yeah.
Seeker of the Sword. Seeker of the Spurned. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, what's up, Mildred? You know the backstory of Mildred, right?
I forget.
I must have told you at least a dozen
Yeah.
times. It's one of my favorite stories. Oh, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
What did you just get?
Oh, probably the sickest long-distance bow in the game. Gale's repeating crossbow.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I got a Gatling gun. Suck it, my dude. I'm going to be a wizard with a... Oh!
You're Gatling.
Yo, I'm so glad we came down here. I got one of my favorite consumables in the whole game, and you're going to be hearing a lot about it.
Oh, no. God fucking damn it. Divine Blessing. Oh, Parker.
Fuck yeah, dude. This rules.
God damn it. You're getting all the shit that's annoying as fuck.
You got 2 different undead bone shards. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Wait, the Divine Blessing, is that something you've dropped before?
No.
Okay. Then I want the other blessing that you have dropped before and you got
the
back.
hidden blessing.
Yeah, because I haven't used one of those. Duncan, that pickup was...
Fuck you. I know you're a bitch. You're a bitch too! Oh. Okay. Aldrich Faithful.
What? Oh, that's
It's
a
a
covenant.
chime. It's a covenant.
Oh my god, you came to faith. That's...
Shut the fuck up. Get over here. Parker! Parker!
I love it. I love these things. Okay. Be ready for Vade Video Light. We're dropping down here. You can't really see it, but go. 2 really fun things about this area of the game. An enemy that would normally be coming up, wherever that poison guy is, this guy. He's replacing a 1-of-1 enemies. It is one of those dogs that chase you, but its belly is pregnant.
Double Twinkling Titanite and Dancer Gauntlets.
Nice. I got some drag twin spears, which is a cool weapon if you want to play with it.
Yeah.
It's just a 1-on-1 weapon. There's never any other pregnant dog. In development, when you killed it, it was supposed to give off miniature versions of the dogs. But then they thought that was too sad and didn't put it in. But they let the creature look the same.
Over here, Parker. There's more shit over here.
I know, I'm just making sure we got the items. I'm running through my brain.
I think so.
Yeah, we did. The other thing, this is one of the only places with a storyteller, so you can get the storyteller staff. As I said before, the greatest poison buildup and damage of the whole game.
Jailer. Oh, that hurts.
And then finally, the Seeker of the Spurned. That is a reference to Dark Souls 1, Man-Eater Mildred. Which is a funny thing, because that was a hacker that invaded the developers during them making the game. When they were making the game, they made the game and then they're trying out the online version. So they gave it to select friends and select people to just do like other developers that worked with them, worked throughout the bugs, did reports and all that. but somebody else got like a hold of the key or the code or the download or whatever they needed and started invading the developers as they were doing like level checks and doing other things, and all they had is this dumb fucking hat and a hatchet, and they just kept invading the developers, and the developers loved it because it was a proof of concept that their PvP invader system was not only working, but it was fun and interesting from like a player's perspective, because it wasn't a developer, it was a random person just coming in and fighting them. And they loved it so much as the perfect proof of concept that they could have never planned, that they made that character in Dark Souls 1, Maneater Mildred.
Barker.
And then she has shown up, I see him, and she has showed up in pretty much every other FromSoft since in some way or fashion. With the same butcher's knife, same outfit, it just starts coming at you.
Okay.
So I love me some Seeker the Spurn and Maneater Mildred.
Lots of
we're just gonna have to clear this place out. That's just
Yeah.
the tall and short of it. So I just start killing.
Oh! Oh, shit!
Oh, this is a fucking angel? Worst
Oh.
place ever for that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Just
If the
keep,
angel
just
is
keep
here, does that
going.
mean the stump is? The pilgrim?
No, I don't know, Parker.
I know, I'm talking to myself. I'm not looking for answers. Oh, this blows. This absolutely fucking... Y'all have heard of blows, Chunks. This sucks, Chunks. That's how bad this is. Oh,
Please don't die on me.
I already did.
God.
Okay,
Fuck.
okay, there's a change of plans. We are going to... pretty much just go directly to the bonfire, and then we're gonna have to just explore from there.
Oh, and there's a
that
giant...
angel is a goddamn nightmare.
And there's a giant crystal lizard in the swamp as well.
Okay, this is...
Shit.
Hey, Miyazaki Swamps, they're living up to their names.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, where are you?
Basically where you died, but next to the cathedral entrance.
Okay. I'm heading.
Another fire demon.
Probably replacing the Black Knight?
Yeah,
Another talisman.
on the opposite side of the locked door. And then,
Oh, that was replacing the Crystal Lizard. Or the Crystal Goliath, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Here, come up here, there's items.
Well, there's one right here, Parker.
I know what... Alright, you do
Ooh,
you.
it's a chunk.
I got the Unga Bunga stick.
The Unga Bunga stick. And I got Twinkling Titanite.
What do I need for that? Strength. I just need strength. Wow, strength solves all of my problems. Duncan, could you ever imagine?
No.
Strength solving all of your
Excrement
problems?
covered ashes.
That's what you got?
Yeah.
I got the small doll, which means I can get it to Ithril and you can't. Na boo boo.
No, boo boo.
All
Alright, let's go deal with the fucking angel.
We're gonna get the bonfire first.
Okay, well, we better hurry the fuck up, because,
Yeah, we're ignoring everything and just trying to get to that bonfire.
they are trailing the fuck out of us with those shots.
Oh yeah, they are. They're not meant for open spaces like this. They're meant for short jaunts.
Oh,
Is that an inward crab? Oh man.
Oh, okay. I can do it. I can do it.
Oh, come up and touch this bonfire.
Touch it for me, because I got this.
I did. It counts if even one of us does it?
It should.
Okay.
Oh!
Nice! Yeah, I'm gonna let you solo her.
I did.
We're gonna touch this bonfire.
Okay.
So we have two options here.
Okay.
We run around and collect items, or we can head for a boss. Ow, fuck.
Ow, fuck.
Or I guess secret option E3, we could try to find out where that pilgrim is, but that's going to be finding a needle in a haystack.
Shit.
If it's on our side of the boundary, could be behind that locked door.
Let's push for items then boss.
Okay, we're taking a left up here then.
Because, like, it's a big deal if we find that basin.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, there's another embered crab! I'm gonna die. No, 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 no. Fat fuck, fat fuck! Oh, god damn it!
Don't worry, I also died.
I'm stuck! Move, you fat fucks. Oh, Stunlock, get out of there, get out of there, get out! I'm dead.
Okay, the enemies reset when you die, so we're gonna hang out at the bonfire. Okay, let's rest on the bonfire real quick.
But I'd say we can also call it here.
What time is it?
1:30.
Yeah.
This would be a... You think this would be a good stopping point?
No. How about this? Oh, fuck. The angel's killing me from sitting down. I can't die. I can't die. I have so many souls on the line.
Alright, let's go get our souls.
Okay, I'm good here.
Let's go get our souls. Come on. Fucking crabs! Fuck you. Nope, no, come on, back up, back up! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm dead.
It's okay, I got these.
I lost my 10k souls.
I could drop you enough.
I know. I had them all fucking tunneled.
Yeah. I wasn't there to support you, I'm sorry.
That's my fault.
Oh.
Great club.
Hey, that's great. Oh.
Yeah. Ember. Chanting.
Yeah, it's this guy over here. Fuck him. There's an item. There's no way we're gonna beat him. Take the item and run.
I'm literally killing him.
Yeah, but there's a Milkwood guy and a healer.
I killed him.
Okay, cool. I got the healer.
Exile gone.
Watch out for the Milkwood captain.
Carthus something.
Ugh.
There. That
Okay, we got all of those items. We got the run around the bend.
Flies. Oh, no!
Danger.
Oh, fuck me. He's coming hard.
Follow me.
Oh, he is like clipping my heels.
Okay, I died. Either go up to the bonfire or go to their left.
Go into-
and get some light.
Going to the left. I think we already went down here. Nope. Titanite scale, two
Yeah,
of
you
them.
found those.
Oh, buddy. Oh, he straight one-shotted. Alright, I'm going to the cathedral.
Oh. Okay. I'm getting the other items that you just got.
I got the small doll.
Good. You can get into Ithril now. You got more spells.
Oh, Sword of Avidal or whatever. And there's a Pus of Man.
I found the pilgrim.
Okay. Coming to you.
I'm going for it. Going for the gold. Okay, the angel should be dead.
I just got the Dark Moon Blade spell.
Good. That's a fucking amazing spell in this game if you got the stats.
I am being fucking hunted. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh. I'm coming, Parker.
I got a monster parade on me. Just watch out. Hey, I got
know.
Homeward. I love that spell.
Titanite chunk. Oh, you came at the perfect time for that one.
You're welcome. Dragoons fight from the back and attack the front.
Twinkling Titanite, large Titanite shard. Okay, I think we'll be able to clear the rest out now that we don't have to deal with the angel. For this point, because I know I missed one or two items.
Yeah, there's a couple in here.
Ooh, lizard.
Oh, we got him. Call him Lizard Kebab.
Farron ring.
Good.
Eh? Guy on the right. Okay, he's the... Blessed Gem, Firelink Gauntlets.
I got Sacred Flame. It's a decent spell. There's more items to our right that we gotta go get.
Titanite shard.
Oh,
Okay, we were
fuck
already
yeah.
here. Where'd you go? I'm on land.
I'm standing next to an item.
Oh! Dung pile, fading soul, ember. Parker!
Yeah, go where I came from.
Evangelist robe.
There's a grass crest shield pickup, which is who knows.
Titanite scale.
Oh, these guys may be never ending because the tiny crabs are never ending.
Oh.
We are going to go this. I got a shadow mask. Just like a ninja hood. You don't mess with that guy, he won't mess with you. Ring of Sacrifice, that could be useful.
Lenahard's trousers. Havel's ring and Murky Longstaff.
Yeah!
Oh.
Slap on that ring. Dude, once you Havel, you're Havel coded. The game is screaming Havel, you just have to
I
listen.
know. I swapped out my the Estus ring with the Havel.
Oh, then can I have that? I would love that.
Okay, well, yeah. Let's get up on land.
Okay. We're going this way. Follow me. Oh, no, we can go here. Let's go here. Let's go your way. Because that means we could also get an NPC.
Yeah, that's what I was going
the wall
for.
to the right. I see a glowing item in the distance.
Well, I'm gonna come with you for the item.
It was like an enemy drop. I don't know if you see it.
Well, I gotta figure out where the fuck you went.
I'm right here behind you.
Oh. Oh, I missed some stuff over here.
Yeah, but there's 2 enemies coming at you now.
Oh, well. Crystal gem.
Also, we were going to get here anyway, but going the other way. Oh, yo, I got like 6 embers. Yeah, I just got 6 embers.
Nice.
Thanks. I guess we got to take these.
Oh.
Tweedledee and tweet them fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, these guys. Oh, I almost got countered.
Good thing I was here to back you up. Yeah! We're invincible!
We say until we get fucking one-tapped.
Oh, I got some... Oh, yeah, I got ashes and an undead bone shard. So I got a shop increase and a Estus flask increase.
Nice. And speaking of which... Oh, I also have an Estus shard somewhere. Oops. I was gonna drop you the Estus ring.
Yes, please.
There you go.
Thank you. And you know what? For such an amazing
Great
gift,
Shield of Glory and the Master's Attire.
I think it's... The Estus ring is a big gift. I think I have to gift you something.
You don't
And
have... Dude,
I
you've already
know
given
you
me
don't
like 3
love it.
things.
I mean... I've played this game forwards and backwards, and I really think you're gonna love this.
God damn it. Oh. That puts me at 69.9 putting the gauntlets on.
Nice point, nice!
It's literally 69.9. 0.1% difference to not fucking fat roll.
Dude, you got the ring, you got the gauntlets, legs. We're making it happen. Before we rest...
Hold on. If I swap... Because I don't... Wait, I don't have Havel's chest. That's what I'm missing.
You're missing his chest and helm, I believe.
Yeah. I have his pants.
You got the legs, the
His
rings,
pants put
the
me at
gauntlets.
89%.
Yeah.
No, I have his helmet.
Oh, do you?
I only need his chest
Oh my
piece.
god, you do. You're missing the chest and the chest alone.
He doesn't have a shield.
He does have a shield.
Great shield.
It's not
the great
very
shield.
good in this game. Yeah, it's called Havel Shield. It's
Yeah,
a big made of stone and got a chain around it. It's very
Yeah.
distinct. Before you rest,
We would have to grind so long for me to get to 99 equipment load.
you don't have to get to 99. You have the Ring of Favor and Havel's Ring. Those are big because they're not like a flat increase. They're a percentage of what your stat is. So when you level up, you're actually leveling up with both of those things like 1 2/3 for every level. You're getting just that much extra. So even just putting probably like 5 or 8 levels into it, I think you'll get a comfortable balance.
So if I can wear Havel's legs, that would be huge.
We're not resting. Sorry.
Ow.
We're outrunning the crab.
Well, my point is to be able to wear all of Havel's and regular roll.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to invest 10, 15... Oh, Estus Shard.
Dragon Headstone and Black Witch Hat. Oh, plus a man.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, you learned the name. That's great. I'm running past all this. I don't want to fucking deal with any of that.
Well, he's almost dead.
I got 0 heals and I'm about to die. You do you.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Inside.
We're dropping down again and taking the left.
We already were here. Oh, you went up.
Yo, what up, Crab?
Ooh, large cyanide shard.
Nice. I really hope Orbeck is here, because that would be an incredibly huge shop unlock. Fuck yeah. And we have a bunch of scrolls.
Well, this if
Indeed, however, clearly so you will never exchange for the
step in the point.
very I am hungry.
Yes.
Did you get them?
Yep.
Okay. That's a big shop increase, and we have items that even increase it more. We're not going down there yet. One, because I would die instantly, and I probably am going to die soon anyway. We're going to...
Oh, you went across. I was like, I thought you hard left. Yep.
Alright. Don't worry, I'm really close.
Oh! No! You spider bitch.
Hey, you spider
Spider
bitch.
bitch. But you fuck so good,
Like,
I'm on
so
top
good,
of
I'm
it.
into it.
Oh!
I dream of
Oh!
killing you all night. Fucking you up left to right, I'm right on time.
Hoop!
That fat roll's brutal, isn't it?
No, no, I don't have to fat roll. I'm regular rolling.
Oh, I thought I saw you. My bad.
But I almost got treed again. By the enemy. Farron dart.
I may not be in your... No, I am in your world.
You
Okay,
are.
just some of the enemies reset.
Who the fuck are
There
you
should be
fucking-
like 1 or 2 items down there.
I got him, I think.
Okay. I need to get them. Oh, we forgot to get the other item at Orbeck. Okay, we have to go back to Orbeck.
It's like right here.
Yeah, yeah. Heyo.
Orbeck is... Yeah.
Oh,
back
sorry, I
down
went
this way.
without you. It's here.
It's past the lava worm.
Yes.
Nope, I went the wrong way.
Turn around. Well, kill that guy and turn around. Heyo. Oh, sorry.
Wee.
Orbeck is through here, where it doesn't look like there's a ground, but there's a small side path.
Oh yeah, I even thought, like, I think there's an item over there. And then you didn't correct me.
Hey, you can correct me.
Young White
Just because I
Branch.
played it doesn't mean I can't forget stuff. I need to go get my souls and the things from where I died. Then we're gonna go up the stairs to that guy you killed on the stairs.
Okay. I'll just go there.
Alright, I'll meet you. That's past the fire slope.
Yep. Going to the tippy top. And then it's where it looks like I dropped down on the platform. I'm confused.
I'm here, the tippy top. Go out here. There's an item down here.
Twinkling Titanite.
Nice, dude. You're getting them.
I know.
We're gonna go back up the stairs, and then we're going to go through this broken wall. and this should give us one item. That is usually the golden kite shield, but now it's Philodore's ornament spear. I like that. I can do
Saints
stuff
ring.
with that.
I got the Saints ring.
Hey, you're getting some good quaintling. That's real good. We have officially received everything in this area.
Time for the Crystal Sage.
We should spend our souls and then do Crystal Sage.
Crystal Sage, then spend souls.
I got 47,000.
I have 14,000.
I have died and then come back a few times. I don't want to go against the Nameless King where I can't bone out with 47,000 souls.
Okay, that's fair. Where the fuck is
If we
this?
could bone out, that'd be a whole different story.
I know. What the fuck is this stupid bonfire up here? I'm lost. I'm lost. You reset everything.
You're really close. Turn around.
You reset everything!
Oh, I'm sorry. Run towards the water.
I'm dead.
Oh.
You reset
I know where you died.
everything, Parker.
Oh, Jesus Christ! The angel comes back.
Oh, you fucked me at Fair and Keep.
I'm gonna go kill the angel.
I need to come back for my souls.
Yeah, I know. You just run past everything to get your souls. I'm getting this angel for you.
Let's say, Parker, you fucked me.
I did. I'm trying to save you. Okay, angel is dead. It's time to play Run Souls.
Alright, I see you. I'm running.
Come to me. Follow my beacon of light.
Oh no, Holy Knight Sword, Holy Knight Sword. Oh, my
Damn
pussy.
cathedral knight.
My
Hello, we're here
pussy.
together as a team. We're not. No, turn around. See me?
Yes. Getting
Come to
absolutely...
me. Come to me, my child. For you are of the Lord.
Oh no.
It's okay. Run past the crab. Go straight through the archway. And hold right, and then you will see.
Well, I have to get out of the crab's.
I'm watching.
hand.
I'm watching at a significant delay.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's okay.
To the right.
Up here. Up here.
Where's my souls?
Further away. I'm worried about my souls now.
Christ almighty on a fucking stick.
I know. Man, I wish. Okay, I see mine. Follow me.
Mine should be like
Follow
right
me.
here. Okay. Mine should be like right here to my right.
Okay, yes. We're going to yours now. They should be right around somewhere on this hill. This is where all the poison bugs normally are. Instead, there's everybody else.
Oh, I've somehow survived.
Fuck!
Did you die again? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. Have you found your souls anywhere?
No.
Check maybe more towards the water? I wish I could see your souls.
God
I really
damn it.
can't.
He's cracking my neck. Chiropractor. Okay, cool. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Okay. I died like... Oh, Parker.
Hey, so did I. I got my souls. It's all good. I was thinning the herd. I killed 3 or 4 of them. I kind of like this, where as long as we both don't die at the same time, we could just keep throwing at it.
Alright, I got my souls. Ooh! Ooh, Christ.
I have my souls. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
Sweet. By all that is fucking unholy in this game.
Okay, you're gonna take us to Firelink. If there was any lesson to take from what just happened, it was a lesson in hubris.
Yeah. I'm sweaty, Parker.
Dude, this has breathed new life into this game. I don't think I've sweat playing Dark Souls in
In a hot minute.
9 years.
In a hot minute.
Oh, Mira's here. She may give us something. You have to talk to her to advance our quest, but dude, she looks brooding and cool.
No, nothing.
Welcome. Very well then.
You have to level up first. You still have more
there.
souls.
Huh?
You still have more souls to level up. Okay, I can do 3. Ooh. Ooh.
I did like 4. You do you, I'll be back.
Oh, do I do equipment load?
Equipment load! Do equipment load!
I'll do equipment load and dex to 20.
You're gonna love it if you do equipment load!
Or vigor. I'm gonna do 2 in equipment load and 1 in HP.
Farewell, Ashen One Maiden.
Ah. Gracious, let I. Ashen One. Ah.
Oh, a token!
Eh?
We unlocked the blind priestess that wants to be a fire keeper, so we have a whole nother shop to go look at.
Ashen One.
Gaming it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's she at? Oh, is she down here somewhere?
Opposite of Yule, straight ahead to the right.
Ah, there. I wish to express.
Oh, and Cornix! He's also a shop.
Homeward Bone. Pyromancies, and I can just buy an Estus shard. Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude! You can just
Yes.
buy that?
I just bought an Estus shard for $1,000.
That's awesome. Ooh, that is a chime that you can switch with Snuggly or Pickle Pea and Pumperum.
I'm going to do my Estus shards because I've got 2 of them.
Dude, fucking drink. Jailbreaker's key and an Estus ring. That may be useful just for both of us to have.
I now have 7 flasks at +2.
Dude, hell yes. Did you also check the purchase items from him?
That was the purchase items from him.
Then do learn pyromancies. There's more.
Okay. Yeah, he just... It's just the Estus shard and the crystal chime.
Go back.
Oh, purchase
And it
items.
says purchase items.
Great
That should be
Corvian Scythe,
different.
Lothric Knight Shield, Pontiff Knife, Deacon Robe.
Yeah, it's fashion.
Oh, we'll need it.
Yo, I could buy an undead bone shard for 2,000.
Not big on.
Nice. Where?
Oh, finally, +1 has never felt so good.
Where?
Give Divine Tome.
Where, Parker?
Whoops. I gave her something I probably shouldn't.
Who? Where did
For
you get...
rubbish and a silver cat ring. So,
were you
rubbish.
up? Were you up there at Pum Pum?
No, I'm down here. Go to Cornix. Hello, this way.
Oh, Chicky.
And then you could also probably give her a Divine Tome if you have it, and that'll open up more in her shop.
No.
You know,
I don't have a
will live
divine
in
tome.
terror. You know,
Okay.
I will live in terror.
That's fine.
And I can only buy Dark Drift.
It's a good katana, don't get me wrong. It pierces through shields, which is big. Now let's talk to Orbeck.
This guy?
Oh, my man, my man. My cup floweth over.
Where the fuck are you? Where'd you go?
Go to Cornix.
Oh, okay.
And then he's right here from Cornix.
Back again.
Learn sorceries. Rustic coin. Large titanite. Chunk scale. 2 scales. 3 scales. Emit force. Alva gauntlets. Outriders. Smokes. Helm. Court sorcerer's trouser.
Okay, nothing I care about, but Smoke Helm would be pretty funny.
Give the crystal scroll.
Okay,
That
I
gives
need...
me the pyromancy's flame and red tear stone. And heavy soul arrow.
It gave me practically nothing, but a bunch more embers. So that's nice. I'll take that. All right, I need money. Oh, if you talk to him, I think he may give you a gesture. I don't know if that's true or not. That may be later. That's later.
No.
Come again.
I do find it humorous that both of us are getting different shop items.
I'm really into it because it really like gives us double chances for anything. Oh fuck yes, my dude. I gave her some ashes, and I got a great weapon and 3 more Titanite scales. So I'm about to be the big damage dealer in the household. I'm bringing the bacon home. Once I have enough money, but you know, that's how the world works. And Gale's greatsword is really good. It has a really fun moveset. And it's for 2,000. I may just buy that just to show you around and hand it to you. It's fun to play with.
Alright, well, it's 1:30 now.
Yeah, no.
My turn.
You got a bedtime?
Now, usually.
Okay.
We can do whatever boss with a great crystal sage, and then we can call it.
Okay, sounds good. I popped all my souls. I'm gonna run around and buy 2 things real quick. Well, 1 thing, then I'll be out of money.
I've got a 50 soul, like a 1,000 soul, maybe a 2,000 soul.
Nah. Let's do the crystal sage, and I'll be hunky dory.
I have the dragon headstone.
I think it needs to be the twinkling dragon head to turn into a dragon. You could try, but
I'm not that concerned.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh, I lied. Hold on. I forgot to upgrade my Estus. And then I have to do the undead bone shards.
Yeah. Alright, that puts me at 12 embers. That's pretty good.
Is everything Titanite scale? Everything that I love is Titanite scale. Such a pity. Alright. Pray thee be careful. Don't teleport yet. Yes! I now have 6 flasks at a +2. I'm sitting pretty. I finally caught up. I'm ready to go.
Farron Keep or Crucifixion Woods? We got a Farron.
Crucifixion Woods.
Oh, for a Crystal Sage?
Yeah. Because the Farron Keep is going to be a whole lot of items, but we have to have a dagger each, or else I'm just not going to do it.
Alright, run.
Yeah. I have 1 surprise route open.
Parker.
They won't see me.
Oh, you fucknut.
Okay, let's go. Left.
Oh!
Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. Here,
Oh,
stick
what?
close to me. Stick close to me.
I tried to.
That's okay. This is... Once we kill him, I think it's going to be an NPC invader. And another guy. It's one of the last bosses of the final DLC, but it's not hard as long as we don't get a real person. Here he is. Alright. It's Pantsless Man himself. That we're fucking cooking.
That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Nope, I'm
The
wrong.
gimmick of the boss fight is it's has a chance of summoning a real person. So we're getting the NPC version, which is a lot better. Funnily enough, he's wearing, I think, his normal clothes for the fight, which is very unusual. Oof.
Carla's trouser.
I got the Sword of a Vowel. Oh. That's the last item you need to complete the secret ending. If we go there, will Henri be there? Can we get the secret ending just because I got the key item at the last minute? Probably not.
I don't know.
Alright. Well, that was the boss.
A little underwhelming, not gonna lie.
And then let's take 5 minutes. Let's run to the next bonfire. And that'll set us up for the Cathedral of the Deep. We don't care about crystal lizards. There is an item over there, if I remember right.
Large Titanite shard. What?
What?
You glitched out.
Oh, we went through one of the barricades.
Okay.
Um,
Don't worry. Save and
touch
exit.
that?
I did.
Yeah.
Just save and exit out.
Yeah. It's time. We got to the other one. It's a good stopping place. I had a lot of fun. It's going to be a while till we can play again.
That's fine.